Yes. Shazam. So looks good. So Ryan, how were you able to message me? I hadn't gone live. Does it create something that you're able to see before I go live? Let's see. Um, That's the new creative one. And I can just tap it, tap it, tap it, which is interesting. Now I only have two tabs, not four. And if I wanted to screw the creative, let me see. It's not bad with the lighting. It just definitely gets darker around the outer perimeter of it. Deal with that later. The top down camera, new camera, it went out, but I swapped the extension. I know it droplets without the extension. With the extension, it dropped out. Now, the old extensions, making sure that each camera is doing its own thing, and I haven't done any tweaking. Did it? Audio okay? I wish one camera would work all four. Yeah, I need to mess with that. That's another thing is they're all off. I've had it so my headshot was always in the middle of my three cameras. It's not anymore. Super annoying. Goes blue. Turn down the harshness of that. So now it's the first one instead of the middle, which is a problem. One thing's been super annoying anyway is all these cameras is you can't permanently set these settings. Set this one. Let's see. I don't know what's what. I think it's bad that way. Just trying to see if the overhead camera goes out. Now, there's always a chance of overheating. See, it's not too hot. Oh, that one's still got plastic on it. What did I forget? Never leave that shipping plastic on your devices, no matter what you think. If I left it on this one, it means I probably left it on the other one. You son of butter. I can't get it off either. Dun, dun, dun. Here, I'm going to do this. Hopefully not screw up the lights. God. You can't peel the shit off. They're after protecting the ship. It's real pain in the ass. Well, that's not worse than anything else. So that was sure enough. This one still has it too. Okay, so now wires are not fun. I'm sure a lot of people don't even realize there's crap's on there. How much of a next bed when it's supposed to come off? This is the only one that comes off gummy. That could be because I've run it to that hot. Gummy's out as well. Clean it later. See, it looks awesome. I'm almost streaming the two right now, but it shouldn't matter. There's really extra wear and tear. Here, let's do this. Here, we'll put a headset on so I can hear you guys. Actually, let me run. Yeah, cheapest. I'm gonna make a pain in the ass. Yeah. Let's see. There. Yeah, I got a first world problem. I got a 32 inch screen. I still can't see everything I need to see. And look at that. It makes and just doing that makes my check disappear. What is wrong with, look, now if I do search for all, there it is. There needs to be a way to make this some sort of priority. And yet there's, isn't that funny? Facebook and Instagram really don't know how to code stuff. I should only go leave this up for another minute or two. The camera's choking out. Oh, yeah, look at that stickiness. God damn. But you can see, feel when it's warm. They should never cover that with plastic. And the cream's not bad, but you see, it's got a shy. It's a lot cheaper when think I'm going to see. Use it because I do like Logitech, no matter what I say. I do like them. I mean, for a camera that's half the price of Logitech, this is not bad, but it's very, very shy. Works well as a base cam, but as a wide, but love the fact that I can do that. So if I want to just figure something, just to have it focus on something. By the way, best Apple tech out there. These things are great. Oh, Shazam.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Let's see. I'm not hearing your audio.
Can't hear my audio?
Let me see if I can figure out if there's a reason I'm not hearing your audio.
Everything's good on this end. No, nothing yet? My stuff's all on.
Let's go back to this one. Do you think it's you?
Nope. Everything's on.
No, it's me. I can see now I got the wrong setting for this. Shazam 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep. Yeah, I had set it to my fake speaker.
Ah, okay.
That's one solution I have for StreamYards where other than like one source, I say beam it to my headphones, a USB audio source. Everything else I say beam it to the non-existent speaker I should say it's non-existent. It's probably there.
Connected.
It's not connected. That's in the monitor, but it's great.
I have to put your volume at 30 because it's coming in crisp and clear and loud. So my laptop, like the earphone volume, is 36% or 36%.
Laptops typically have low audio though.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a gaming rig.
Yeah.
Most just have very low audio because they don't want to pump out a lot of power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, and that's another problem with all laptops. I don't care what the guts are. It's the what I call the last mile, the ports, right? The cheapest components in the whole computer are the ports where you plug in stuff, your USB ports, your HDMI port, your audio head jacks, and all that, headphone jacks. I mean, the soldering is always the worst. It's the lowest cost components they slap in there, and it's just the minimal testing on. So, I mean, the camera quality is exactly what I expect from the Logitechs. The Creative being a half price camera, it's like I figured I wanted to try it. I've been curious about it. It actually has higher resolution potential.
Isn't Creative like the original OG
Sound Blaster? Remember Sound Blaster?
Yeah, that's what I had all that. That was the original. They have to be way better than, obviously, they have to be top of the market for that. They've been around for so long. I think, no? Garbage?
I don't, here's the thing. I don't think they're necessarily
top of the line
anymore. I think they're like Kodak or
they got so complacent with their own stuff. Yeah,
it's a brand that they can sub-license out and someone will pay for it.
Well, they probably held the patents for so long, and now they just they farmed them out to everybody, right?
Well, if they don't do anything unique, like I mean, the heyday for them was Sound Blaster 16 sound cards.
Yeah,
and they had that technology, and everything beyond that was like okay, but it's like it wasn't needed. And now that you have DSP stuff built onto the CPU, like you don't even need to have a separate sound bridge chip or anything. Back in the day, you always had to have a north and south bridge, and then you had your graphics cards and you had this handling audio, but it's like the CPU can do it all now. Like it literally can do it all. And it really put a lot of these guys out to pasture. The only thing Creative had going for it, say after the 16-bit days, was they had some proprietary sound processing protocols that they could sub-license out to people, and that tended to go towards the video game people for audio effects and sound depth and all that. And that's great. But if you didn't license from them, there's always someone else who offered something pretty comparable. I always find it funny when people think, "Oh, I've come up with something unique. You better license it from me." And it's like, there's always another way to do something.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
You know? It better be damn good for me to go to you. But then all it takes is for someone to come up with a workaround. And as long as they don't rip off your direct IP or your direct method of doing something, you really can't do anything about it to stop them. So yeah, this is not too bad. I still think I'm having, like right now, I'm having no flutter, no flicker, nothing, which is great.
It's very smooth. Yeah, you can see it all.
But as soon as I had plugged in the overhead, where's my finger? It's hard when you got so many cameras and I'm looking at everything. But this one here, when I plug that in through an extension, earlier it was fine. Through an extension, the first thing it did was flutter. It's like, oh, shit. And they, they do get warm. I do have a light source near it, but not close enough that it's feeding off any heat. So that's fine.
Remember you were talking about your lights? Are you still using the LED lights? Or are you changing?
Only exclusively. No, only. I have no light bulbs. But if you wanted the most trouble-free experience, like if you're creating a streaming environment, because sooner or later you're going to get your act together and you're going to do something with one or two or whatever number of webcams, right? Because the idea of like you could take $1,000 camera, a $10,000 camera, hook up through USB or USB-C or whatever, and use it here like this. And some of those might be great, especially if you're doing product videos or even live builds or just showing off sharp detail where you could have manual focus. Like that's all great and dandy, but it can be overkill. But you can take a cheap webcam and apply just some nice lighting, and it makes all the difference. Because the one thing I get good comments on, like the lighting, sometimes I'll wash it out, but other than that, the lighting is very good. And it makes a big difference because you can make a cheap camera look a lot better. But you have also another problem, like I created this problem with the shiny reflective surface, the worst thing you could do. Because I like the white, I like the high contrast, glare, and because it's also reflective, it's actually bouncing back light at certain angles, which the camera will catch sometimes. Like, and if you have flicker from this LED and flicker from this one and this one, it's like there's no soft point that's easy for the camera to sit there fine. And it's like it's mathematically dealing with most of this. And the cameras they are actually dealing with this. And you can set the megahertz from 50 to 60, our standard to the European standard. And that helps a little because a lot of the cheap LED lighting, whether it's the strips or these floodlight lights I've got or spotlights, I mean, they are cheap, but they're all coming from Europe, and a lot of them are to their standards. That's a problem we have here. They're just not making them dual standard, and you'll almost find no documentation when you buy this stuff. Oh, it's flicker free. You almost never see that in any documentation because it's not no LED is flicker free. Doesn't exist. But a low latency flicker or one that won't interfere with the cameras, that's what you're looking for. But no one will say that, and you won't know until you do trial and error. There's a couple of tech guys who do a lot of this testing lights, testing cameras and stuff, and that's all great. But in the end, they all come to the same conclusions. Get yourself $1,000 camera, which is not a webcam. It's some sort of digital, DSLR or whatever type camera. Hook it up through this gimmick. And a lot of those don't want to be hooked up this way because they're battery operated. So now you have to figure out a way to power them because some of them won't take a power cord. So then for those ones, you got to come up with a battery replacement gimmick where the battery is a adapter plug-in And that's usually a third-party add-on, which some of those camera manufacturers that don't give you a power in jack, they will actually say you're voiding your warranty if you use a battery adapter. It's just funny some of the hoops some of the guys will jump through. But you'll see probably 90% of anyone who's doing StreamYards or Restream.io where they have anyone come on and you see 2 or more screens, they're just running the same cameras I am, those Logitech 920, 922s, because those are the easy ones to get. They're pretty plentiful. They come with some free licenses to give you some good software you could play with if you didn't want to use this software. Mm-hmm. You could run XSplit and run really nice high def, customizable stuff. The gamers love it. The gamers love XSplit. They love, and they especially like Streamlabs or Streamlabs OBS, right? Because most of those have some out of the box software that just looks great without them having to know much. I learned how to use all of those because I started with XSplit, which was raw, but it gave me full power. Then it was Streamlabs OBS, where I said, well, this is pretty cool because it's easier and they kind of dumb it down. Very customizable. And then this was just next generation for me. And you can even use both. You can use Streamlabs and, say, StreamYards. You could pull this in so that, like, you and me, we got 5 cameras going. You're effectively a camera for me. So it's 5 cameras plus my background. This whole thing I could pull into OBS as one camera. Kind of like screen capture, right? I could pull that in. I could pull in this audio, you and me, and have that in there and then do whatever. I could bring in that as a source into one of these cameras. That's a potential possibility too. I only opened right now for this test 2 tabs instead of 4 for my 4 cameras because I can do 1 plus an extra cam. It's something I don't necessarily like the logic for, but what's nice about that is, every time you open a browser tab on any computer, it's pretty resource intensive, right? If you open up more tabs, your computer gets slower. Well, instead of 4, I open up 2. Not that this computer is underpowered. It's not compared to the laptop. It's more powerful. Not by a lot, though. But definitely a bit more. But I figured, you know what? I'm going to try it with the 2 tabs and see what that's like and see if I get any failure drop. But no, it's pretty good.
Yeah. No flickering, no dragging. All the sound.
That was something too. I haven't really had to do much with the anti-flicker setup. I haven't had to block the camera and bring it back up because that's an old school trick to deal with the sine wave. And I actually noticed when I look back at some of the streams, even online, it looks worse to me than it ever does to you guys. And that's bad as me.
You see the best quality there, right?
Yeah, and I think there's something built into the protocol where StreamYards is doing a little bit of cleanup, a little post-processing. Because what I'm seeing sometimes is just like, it's just horrible. Like they're almost very dark banding, and it just drives me crazy when I see that. And going back 3 or 4 years, like 4 years ago when I first started, my first one was always the top down. And then I did top down. Actually the first was over my shoulder because I had the iPhone. That's how I streamed, So I had the iPhone on a mount. Ryan will remember this, but yeah, I would have it over my shoulder. So you usually saw my shoulder and you see me building. That was okay until the iPhone overheats because it's doing all the camera work. It's also, doing the network stuff and it's Wi-Fi and it's like, it's just, you've got all your antennas going. Everything's just running hot and it's a great way to kill a phone. People do it like, it's good for short stuff, but when you do 40 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, and that's where I was hitting that point where it's like 1.5 hours in or 2 hours, like I was killing the phone. And then it got progressively worse to the point.
Can imagine.
And also the battery was aging too.
So did it really actually overheat from the usage? From it just?
I never got the overheat warning. but it was enough to kill the stream. So I got a feeling it was affecting one of the
CPU
antennas.
speed. Oh yeah, it could have been all on the other stuff.
Because I mean, you have no space in a phone.
No, they're
And if something
overlapping.
overheats, everything gets warmed up quick, and then you're in trouble. And of course, in other guys, what do? They plug in your power, right? Your lightning port, your lightning cable for your iPhone. That sounds great too, except so you're recording, you're broadcasting, you're running your antennas,
and you're trying to charge it,
and you're charging at the same time, generating heat with the battery.
The perfect storm.
For more problems. And like I know some people who had their phones expand, the battery just like.
Oh, really? It got that bad?
Yeah, if you push, right? I mean, I know a lot of us do it. We'll sit there if you're in a real bad spot. You plug in your cable while you're still doing something on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
I really recommend people get themselves one of those wireless things. Just put the damn phone down. Get away from the phone while you're charging.
Yeah.
Even if it's a bump charge, let's say for 20 minutes.
Yeah. That's all you need to do.
Emergency, fine, but it's like get away from it.
Because if you don't use the phone for video, like I've done it. I've been streaming stuff. I'll do like whatever videos, and it takes forever for it to charge like that. You leave it alone, turn the screen off, come back 20 minutes later, it's already like triple what it would have been if you're using it. Right. Yeah. So it's like, and I guess the rule of thumb now is to charge your phones up to like what, 80%, not to always overcharge it to 100.
Well, I like that iPhone standardizes a cutoff of 80. They just do.
Yeah.
See, I set up 2 scripts on my phone that when I put it on the wireless charger now, and boom, charging. It says charging. I have it. I tell it, say that.
You tell it to do that. Yeah. So
I love that. That's the best thing I've ever written. I love that. And when it hits 80, it'll stop, and I can hear it stop and reconnect. Mm-hmm. And then I know, it's in that slower trickle mode.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hey, before I forget, I still cannot see all bricks count on the Facebook Messenger. How the heck did I get this back? Because I can't.
All I do when I don't see it, like right now, I look in all my individual chats. Right, I see you privately. I see Big Nate privately, Jonathan, Ryan, and I see a group chat like Canadian Brick Builders, which I'm in. That I see, and I don't see us sometimes. So what I do is I go up and search. And I'll type
search all brick.
Well, I just type all, and I usually see the conversation that I created, which is all bricks.
I have you on Instagram. It says following on Instagram, but then the actual group on the laptop messenger does not show. And on the phone, does it show on the phone still? Yeah, I think it shows on the phone.
This is what I'm doing on the messenger. I'm using the messenger app on the
messenger app is still cool. Yeah, so you're still there because it's all bricks count live stream group.
Yeah,
but I'm like on the laptop, it's not showing. That's why I keep asking you for the private link because I can't find it. I used to be able to message it.
The app, like the actual downloadable app from the Windows Store, or are you using?
No, this is the old school Facebook.
Okay, so I'm using.
Look at the app, eh? Maybe it's just.
I'm using the Windows Store app.
Yeah, I'll have to do that then.
Just because I found the.
Oh, another app on the computer.
I found a little.
Let's see here. Facebook
more sketchy
app. Let's take a look. Let's see if this works or not. Play Google Apps. Install on more devices. Doesn't even come up. I can't even do it on my laptop.
You totally need to get the wallpaper engine. Mine is through Steam. I don't know what you're talking about. An engine, but that sounds cool. The thing is, I custom make all my wallpapers. That
looks cool though. That one that you got.
Well, here's the thing. So you see all the Lego-ish dots, right?
Yeah. That's all uniform.
That's an overlay.
You did OPEG kind of thing.
That's
the actual box art, isn't it?
And then I take, in this case, the box art and I throw it behind it, and I add a soft blur. I have a slider for it. I add a soft blur. If it's too sharp, it's actually really annoying. Softer the better. You see more of it here because I just have so many little boxes, but usually you don't see a lot of it. You just see like the outer frame. It just makes it so that every stream for each different thing I do looks different and unique and looks like nobody else's.
Mm-hmm.
But like I'm not even kidding when I say I have almost 100 of these.
Oh,
Like this is current to the product that I'm
yeah,
screwing
because
with,
I just figured out that that's your. Oh, there's your hot rod. Yeah, so it's
right?
really just a pixelated photo with the overlay of the Lego OPEG. Like
Yeah,
you can see through it.
yeah.
That's the Iron Man guy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looks good.
Smurfs, the Halo thing.
Good.
See, a lot of people like we used to love to download the HD wallpapers for your
Yeah,
desktop to be
yeah.
on your icons, and then
Oh, there's you. You got
can't
to
see off
remember.
your icons because it's too sharp, right, or too busy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And if you can add a soft blur, like sometimes it's just really
Well, it
nice.
makes everything pop. Everything in front of it is popping. All your windows,
Yeah,
right?
like
Everything's
this
crisp.
was Doom. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
when I want something quick and dirty, I just use using the same graphic app, which is Photopia. It's free on the web, by the way. It's not even something on the computer. Like I have nothing on this computer right now except for Office 2013. I don't even have the graphics for this stream. This is a naked computer. What was that? The Army Jeep thing I think I built. But I've been using the dots for a while. But the dots, if you remember, let's go back. I'll show you. The dots I lifted from. Let's see if you do you remember what that is?
Let's see here. It is the photo you no, that's your Lego guys.
That's the Lego puzzle.
The puzzle, yeah.
And so what I did was I took my photography,
Cool.
and I was just going to have it straight up, but I realized, that's not even issue. If I just put it on a slight tilt, right, 15 degrees or something, 10 degrees.
Yeah, Lego guys, yeah.
And I was using that because at least that would be unique. But I thought, okay, that's really kind of gaudy. All those colors, that's too much colors.
As a Lego color, well, you know all the Lego colors. Are
Those are Lego colors. Those are all legit Lego
standard
colors.
legit colors? Yeah, because that's their Lego.
Ones,
but do they ever do? Do they ever do?
With it here?
Yeah. Are there any different colors other than these guys, or these are always the standard colors, no matter what?
Well, those are your
the mainstream ones. Right?
I mean, the red, the brown, the darkest, the brightest green there.
Because with Mega, you got like
lavender,
variations like crazy.
But you're only seeing 4 like really strong colors. Everything else is like a kind of a more rare variant that Lego has. But here you're seeing me screw with it, and some of these are not natural Lego colors, but it kept it unique to me. And then after a while, I realized, okay, I don't like how busy all those colors are. So then I started doing this. I would monochrome it, but it shades, and I liked this for a while. And when I was making the thumbnails, I would take this. So if I had kind of a purplish theme on the thumbnails, like I would use this as the wallpaper for the.
So what other windows and stuff can you add? So you got your messages, you've got your little thumbnails, you've got your windows, you've got your fonts, like your descriptions, you got your little connections at the bottom, like all the platforms around. What else can you add to the main screen that you can play with?
Well, on here,
yeah.
Well, okay, so. If I turn off his chat function,
like, is there any slides? Is there any like background stuff that can be moving? Is there any?
Ping has, and I haven't used it, but Ping, the PNG format has an animated function.
Oh, okay.
But here's the but.
Who the hell uses PNG files? Oh,
for animated.
They do the animated ones in that one. Okay.
Well, that's what. So that's the thing. So this is a transparent Ping file, PNG file. So Ulbricht's count with the 5 icons, my circle logo at the top, Zhu Hang, blah, blah, blah across the top, and the box art on the lower left. That's all in one Ping file.
Oh, okay. So that's just
that on purpose because I like to control the size of my blue circle. Because if I allowed StreamYards to control it, because there's a separate function for the logo.
Yeah.
They wanted about double the size. Like they would just stretch it. And I didn't like that. I want control of it. So I figured out, well, I can use that function, but do the whole overlay. And I still don't know if anyone's ever really done that and taken advantage of it. It just seemed like, okay, you allow pings. I'm just going to do that for the whole thing. And I think the most interesting creative one I tried, remember I did Halloween? Do I still have that? I don't know. Oh, that's going to be horrible if I kill that. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, it wouldn't be on this computer anyway. Shoot, I'm sitting here looking. I have no graphics on here. It's on the laptop. But I had the pumpkins all over.
Okay.
And that was not background, that was overlay, which I thought was kind of interesting. I think that was the staying up to midnight stream. But I've had a lot of fun tweaking this crap.
And that's the thing. You can play with this as much as you want, and it's your baby.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, that was the thing. When I jumped to the StreamYards, it's like, oh man, because you see everyone. It's a black background with a duck because they won't pay for it or whatever. And then they're running lower res usually. They're limited. Well, they're slightly more limited with the number of users. They can actually have a lot of users on in free mode. But I always hated the idea that someone's head might get covered with a duck. You know, I hate advertising their software.
Mm-hmm.
So, because they're not paying me to advertise their stuff and they're not giving me a price break. So it's like, I don't want their logo on my stream. Why should anyone know I'm using their software? There's the two majors that look like this, Restream.io and this one. And there's smaller ones that are functionally fine, but since they don't have the infrastructure, they're more problematic and they tend to go down more often.
Mm-hmm.
As long as this one keeps buying competitors, they're strong until they either get too big for their britches and they don't put the money back into the infrastructure, or someone like Google buys them out. And I'll tell you the truth, why hasn't someone like Google or Amazon bought them out? I don't know. Because to me, it would seem to be they'd be a good target for a buyout. Like, why wouldn't you want this generally pretty easy to use technology that you could offer to anyone? I mean, earlier in COVID, my wife wanted to do a games thing with family members that we weren't visiting, you know, at the height of the fear of COVID. And
okay, pause that for a second. That thought. Now that you know how everything happened and what's going on nowadays, how do you look back on those decisions, and how do you guys feel about that?
Well, I always hated it. But I was also the narc at work, right?
Yeah, well, you had to. You didn't.
Well,
you're in trouble.
Because I was focused on my job, keeping my place going. And, you know, I've had technically 2 employers throughout COVID.
Yeah, because you switched over, right?
We switched over, even though I'm in the same building, same job, whatever. And it's like, with the first one, I was the guy the company would lean on, make this happen and enforce things, because I didn't care if I was making more friends or not. I had enough friends. I always say that. I got enough friends. I don't care. I mean, the fear.
Oh, there's a lot of families that separated because of the things like that, right?
Yep.
And that's just the theory and the politics around it, but in general.
Here's a horrible thing. Like, I was always motivated, you know, money, staying good with my company, and you know what? It turned out to be a great company to stay with, because not only did we not lose time, but we were busier than everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, everybody knew that was coming anyway. Yeah. If you didn't have the insight that online,
the government helps too, because the government literally told us, okay, this is how we're going to navigate. You guys and Amazon are going to be open. This is what you're going to have to do, but you got to do this for your employees. Try and keep them as safe as possible. We followed everything we could do.
Sure. Yeah. It's just funny that everybody looks back and goes like, what an overkill. And it was just kind of, I have personal opinions on, you know, they should have just shut everybody down for a month and killed it all off. And
that was the worst part.
But they just dragged it on and on.
Every medical professional was telling us that it could burn out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
and it could have
shut us down for 3.
Yeah.
Shut us down for 3. Let the bare minimum people, emergency personnel, and a handful of others.
Like true emergencies. Yeah. True emergencies.
You know,
delivery drivers could have been having
the ambulance fire department. You want these people out, and you want the bare minimum. Otherwise, give everyone 2 or 3 days to stock up. And I know it'd be hard, but
the run on everything was the problem.
Everything would be a run on.
Everybody was on. Oh, it was terrible.
But hey,
they could have spaced that. They could have spaced that
now. That no matter what people think, what was real and what wasn't, that I hope everyone has. Like, I built a pantry.
Of course,
and I'm always on price back.
Yeah.
And I told her, no matter what, have these things stocked up. The stuff that won't rot in a month.
Can't you got to wonder why people in the 50s, 60s, and 70s had canned goods in their house? There was a reason for that.
I'm
And in
not
fact,
saying this stuff is super nutritious or healthy for you, but when you're
yeah,
buying
no,
food,
wait. Canned goods are picked at their freshness, at the peak freshness,
the
properly
better ones,
canned,
absolutely.
right? That's all good
Sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
But if people just knew what they were doing, because everybody's just too reliant on
It's like my
technology
wife
now.
made, canned veggies, right, the other day, and I was eating it with rice, and it's like, hey, I love rice, but those canned veggies were killing me. They were
They're
just,
just bland
they're
and just
just,
kind of blah, right?
oh man, just
You know
horrible.
what's funny? We had a rogue tomato plant in the backyard here. Just
Yeah.
just showed up. And I'm like doing all the yard work pre-winter. And I'm like, oh, where'd this come from? It had 10 green ass tomatoes on it, like cherry tomatoes, little ones.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy cow. And it's like, it's freezing outside. So I'm like, okay, I'll pick them, put them. It took a week and a half to 2 weeks ish to ripen.
Okay.
So these green tomatoes turned red. I just had them for dinner tonight. I'm like, delicious. They taste
Oh.
so much better than the shit that we buy at the stores that are all greenhouse, on the
God,
vine.
yeah.
It goes such a difference. I'm like, wow, man. Like we should be stopping to build on the most pristine farmland we have and start like everybody should be sustaining themselves. And you could if you really want. I think in Kitchener they still allow for like some chickens to be had in your backyard.
So
And
3 years ago,
do it.
3 years ago during the last session in Toronto, they tried to pass a bill to allow people to start, they wanted them to be able to have 2 chickens and this and that. And it's like, dude, as it is, within on the other side of the block I'm on, someone has a rooster.
Oh, really?
Oh, for sure.
So what, 4 in the morning it goes off?
Sometimes, yeah. And yeah, it's something else. But yeah, we're not allowed. And
well, Toronto's
there's a lot of health reasons to not allow livestock. I mean,
chickens are not. Chicken coop is nothing. It's people are just idiots. Then they're like, "Oh, that chicken wakes me up at 4 in the morning every morning."
That's not the problem. That's not the problem. The feces.
The feces. Yeah, because they don't know what to do with it. That's the problem.
People are bad enough with their own hygiene.
But you guys have green bins there. Do you have the green bin for every week?
Green bins.
No. But listen, the reason I say that cat litter can go in green bins.
So.
And so why couldn't a bird litter go?
Well, no. Hey, I don't think. Hey, I'm not a cat. You know what? I would love to see my cat go. I really hate the fact that we allow animals in our home that walk in a box.
At least they're clean. At least, yeah.
You say clean, but they go, and then what they do? They walk out. They jump on you. It's like,
ew. Get your kitty litter paws off of me.
I'm not a germaphobe, but.
What's like people who own dogs, and I'm not here to diss dog owners, but when they let them lick their face with their tongue and
after they just took care of themselves, yeah.
Like it's just, but it's like somebody had just said that dogs can pass off something in their one of the diseases in their mouth. That's fine for them, but for a human, it's bad news. Yeah. And people are just like kissing their dogs and licking their dogs and just like, oh, I'm like, do you know that he just rolled in the grass at the dog park? And you're now like kissing and putting them all over your car and house. And I'm like, no thanks. Yeah. But they do it. Yeah. Now there are some people who take care of dogs like people. Like I just saw a friend today and had a little I forget what the brand is, but it looked like Gizmo from Gremlins. And so they named him Gizmo. And I'm like, that is a cute damn dog. But I'm like, you got a dirty dog. This king's going to be rubbing its ass on everything in the future. So that's how you got rid of it, eh? Each one?
Yeah, I'm just sitting here. I was rolling around. I mean, having that stuff on when I'm building makes sense, but it's like. I still have some of these in the system, like this overlay. It's like I haven't.
Oh my! Oh, that's one of your splash pages, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you still have these set up, or did you tear them down?
Oh no! All the Chinese stuff in the last 2 months is still built,
still up.
Yeah, it's got its own dedicated shelf right now.
So, other than your cubby, where's all your other stuff? In another room, like in the living room?
I got the cabinets here. And
okay. Did you ever show them off? I don't remember ever seeing
them. No,
them.
because they're always in some sort of state of
flux. State of flux.
It's like right now, like I'm looking
at a mess.
One that really needs to get a good Windex squeegee.
Oh yeah.
And that's another problem with having the pets, like the cat.
Oh, the cat's always touching it.
Yeah, the
Okay.
lower one's always got these paw prints on it. Like,
At
yes,
least you know what's funny is like the worst dog, not like the pet incident I've ever been in was somebody who owned a Labrador Retriever, long hair, and I've never seen this before, but I saw they had it was summertime, so they had a fan in their living room, and the dog hair was like, what do you call them, streamers coming
Oh,
off the
God.
fan, and I'm like, wow, I'm like, you love your dog, like you put up, but there was like dog hair everywhere.
Well, have you not heard with the cat hair? I mean, I sit here, especially in the summer, because
Yeah.
not only do I have the lights, but it's like, and it's hot, but in the summer, we, try and have some fresh air come in. And I'll be sitting here building, and you can't see it on stream. But then I see this like thin gray hair show up. It's like,
Oh,
you son of a bitch.
oh.
And it's cat hair. It's like, and it literally landed. It's airborne, right?
Oh, what your
And like I said,
stream
I'm not a
cut out for a second
germaphobe.
there.
When you think about it, when we have pets, what was that?
I said your stream cut out there for a second. That might have been
Well, I
me
mean,
though. That might have been me.
Yeah.
Just-
Well, I hate the internet's still the internet.
Yeah, I think I just because I turned on my email as I was talking to you, and I'm like, oh, that murder that. So
Well, okay. So here's
you,
the side effect of doing something browser based, especially with the browser tech being what it is. Like, it's great that it's really a good low common denominator, but the browsers are so resource intensive, even though they shouldn't be, but they are.
I'm just trying to figure out. Like I'm using Chrome, and then if I
Me
go
too.
into,
I love Chrome. Like, Chrome's my favorite
it's
right
just
now
it's the easiest to use ever since. What was before Google Chrome? What did we read?
that I liked.
Were we using Explorer before Chrome? Is that what we all doing?
Well,
Because Netscape sucked ass, and
Oh, I
died.
was hating Netscape.
Yeah, they were garbage.
But in the beginning we had Netscape Navigator. We had no choice. Firefox was a big one for me for the longest time.
Firefox, yeah,
I ran
people
a
like
lot
that.
of scripts and extensions on it that I loved until every one of them wanted money.
Oh, jeez.
And then when Google did Chrome, and at first
Chrome was good because it was open, right? It was
well,
like
it
everything.
was lightweight. It
Yeah.
was very clean and very lightweight. Now it's gotten
So
heavier, bloated.
where do I go to look at what the hell I want to get rid of on Chrome? I know I don't add
There is an
extensions.
extensions thing, but you probably haven't
I
installed.
don't use it. Yeah, I have the extensions thing right here up in the browser, but I have two things. I have Adobe Acrobat Reader PDF because I use a lot of PDF editing and stuff,
Sure.
and then AdBlock, which I guess some
Pretty much
I-
everyone has installed one or more ad blocks into.
Yeah. So I've never added the extra ones, but there's some extensions that people swear by, and I'm like,
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
shopping ones
Yeah,
that
yeah,
allow
yeah, yeah.
customized web pages.
Well, your Camel one, is that an extension or is that an actual site?
Which
The
one?
Camel, or whatever it's called. The one you track
Oh
pricing
no, that's just a website.
website.
Yeah, camel.com or .ca. And the one account works on both, and you can track the U.S. and UK, U.S. and Canadian.
Yeah, I've been looking at all the websites for the Black Friday sales, and I'm like, wow, what a crap out Black Friday sale. It wasn't too
I
crazy.
went to Toys R Us today.
How'd it go?
Not good.
Yeah, I looked at the flyer. I'm like, ugh, what the hell's that?
I was only going for the calendars.
Yeah.
And I really didn't care that much.
Which calendar? Advent calendar?
Specifically, yeah, the Advent
Okay.
calendar, specifically a Star Wars one.
Oh, okay. Oh, I've seen that one. I think Walmart
Yeah.
had it.
And everyone knew that they're going to come down in price because no one really buys them at full price.
No.
I don't know anyone who ever has.
What is it at? Like $30 full price or more?
The Star Wars is like
Yeah.
$59 or something full price.
Oh,
But
especially
they
when you go
had
to
that one
Toys
down
R
to
Us.
24, and I think everything else was 18. And of course, I walked in, and if I'd gone 5 hours earlier, maybe I would have got it. But even online, it got sold out pretty quick. I'm not crying about it. It's not a big deal because it was across the street from Canada Computers.
Okay, yeah, so you're right there.
And I did, and I spent more time going online posting the deals today. If I hadn't done that, maybe I would have been there soon. But it is not a big deal.
I find that there's just no big door crasher specials. Actually, I got to tell you something that happened, and you can't narc me out.
I think
for
Toys R Us had a good deal on. I think the UCS Falcon. It was an opportunity, I think, for someone to save $150.
this. Oh, that's not bad.
Which
That's
is
the
not
big boy,
bad
though,
on-
right?
Which is the big one.
So get this. I'll tell you a little story. So yesterday, day before Black Friday sales at Walmart were like all week kind of thing. They had some specials. So I purchased something. I purchased one of them. It was like half price. They ended up sending me one case. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So somebody didn't bother to read the the sticker on the side that said a quantity of 4.
Mhm.
So I bought one thing and I got 4. So I'm like,
Oh.
oh, okay. I can't complain there.
No.
Nope. It's like, So I'm just like, oh, I didn't even notice until today. I'm like, wait a minute, why is this box so big? And I'm like, hefty, because it's a full case, no padding, no nothing. I'm like, oh, okay, well, shit happens. Somebody in the warehouse is at fault.
Yeah.
It's whoever did the orders, right? Do you guys have order pickers, or how does it work with you guys in the warehouse?
Yeah. Well,
Pickers?
like, so today, today and Friday.
You must have been busy.
Friday's going to be something. I think we're pulling 15 extra people in.
Ooh.
We offered on our shift app.
Whoa.
15 opportunities.
So this is like pending orders that people got to work on, and like pending work, or they know it's going to be busy for the day?
Well, we in the hopper, we it's predictive, but it's almost always dead on, right? We pretty much got it down to a fine art, and we'll probably have 35 pickers, like,
wow,
which is huge for us.
So who's actually shipping these orders? They just pass them off, or what? Like, is the picker the guy who putting in the box, shipping label, tape gone?
So in my building, half my stuff, we pick it and it doesn't get reboxed because it's big stuff, right?
It's already
microwaves, fridges, whatever.
You're just slapping the way bill on it.
A shipping bill, and it goes out by one of 8 different carriers I got.
Yeah.
Outbound side. FedEx, Campar, Siva, three doors are Walmarts, which means site to store. So
the pickup.
Pickup at the store. So one will go to like Mississauga, one will go to Cornwall, one will go to Calgary. So there's 3. Yeah.
Stuff from Southern Ontario gets shipped to Calgary? They don't have their own
I have stuff. My stuff's what we have is a lot of it's exclusive here.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if they're buying online, you're shipping it out west.
For a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Holy cow. So they don't have a warehouse out there for that kind of stuff?
It's not that they don't. It's just some stuff makes more sense logistically.
Well, the majority of people in Southern Ontario it's quite a lot, right? Like,
it's just that it adds 2 days to the process of getting it to Calgary. That's all. Smaller market, right?
Yeah.
And Calgary and the Calgary hub will feed like Ryan to BC, basically.
Yeah. Because if you think about it, it's probably closer for them to ship from Calgary to Winnipeg than from Toronto to Winnipeg.
It just goes to show you. See, Cornwall, feeds from Cornwall to the coast, right?
Yeah.
And then Mississauga feeds everything here in Ontario.
Oh, basically. I see what you mean. Yeah, because it really
that's
there's
how
not
big. I know no one likes it when I sit there and I toot the horn. Toronto's the biggest and all that, and Mississauga being our stepsister. But it's like the reality is this is the center of the Canadian universe, right?
They don't like to. Careful now. We're gonna get a riot on the other side.
Ding! And also,
somebody's gonna be throwing snowballs.
Unsubscribe. Too bad. Oh,
well, your quality in your window there. Whoa, what happened? Oh, what is going on here?
We're good.
Yeah. Okay. You got it looked like it delayed there for a second, but your quality of your little window went to not as good as the other ones. The one you're in.
That sounds really pretty.
The little window? What do you mean little window? My headshot?
Your headshot window is not as clear. Oh, okay. There we go. It's clearing up now.
Yeah. Welcome to the internet.
Yeah. So it literally just slowed down there and then pixelated and then boom, you're back.
Because it's clean. Like, these are beautiful right now.
Yeah. No,
I wish my lighting was a little better, but then I end up with some problems with like too much light, right?
So how heavy is the base for your chess board? How heavy is that sucker?
I gotta put it on a scale.
You're gonna have this thing beside your bed for intruders. Whack them with it.
Well, I told my wife, like, you do know how you're gonna die, right?
Actually, you just have to look up to know how you're gonna die. That's.
I mean, and this is a two.
Wow!
Oh my god! I tell you, that's a workout. If I hold it with one hand, that's a workout.
That's like that gold brick game that they try and pull through the circle.
Yeah, pull it through the
right?
hole. Yeah. No, that is.
Look at that thing. So the little figures, that's your next big build tomorrow? You can do the figures?
Yeah. I got to do 32 little builds, and what I might do is set up the little camera here. I just put whatever is the completed build in front of that. Might even put it on a turntable so it spins. I don't know.
Oh yeah, if you have a little one, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. That would be like a good movement scenario.
So it's funny. So the two Logitechs actually come with a metal tripod, right?
Oh yeah.
Which is cool, except they don't come with rubber feet. Why wouldn't you rubberize the feet? This is like ice skates right now on my desk. If you yank that cord, it just flies. Oh, by the way, this is cool. Privacy.
What would that do? Just like a little door or what?
Yeah, it's a little privacy door for those who are afraid, oh, I'm going to get hacked.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's a possibility. Now the question is when you want to mute it, what do you have to do? You have to go into the computer?
Well, right now that's just auto muted anyway.
That's just auto muted anyway.
Yeah.
That's good.
No,
Yeah, what's the movie that
the
did
one
that in?
feature I like is when I tap the top.
Oh, you've got the different scales.
Which, that's the thing. You can't find an affordable webcam at all. I would love one with optical zoom that you could dial in.
Do they even make that? Do they make it?
No one does. Not really. I've only seen one ever, and it was trash.
Can you set up cameras like an actual camera to do?
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. DSL, like you can.
Like, can you do DSL
$800? I get my daughter's DSLR
and actually use it as a cam.
Technically, yeah. As long as you
how
got
could you do that? How can you
USB
stream
out or an HDMI out or something? You can bring it into the computer real easy.
And you can set it up as a true, like, I guess because you're doing the screen, right?
Well, no, you just set it up as a camera, straight up.
So it has to have a micro HDMI?
It's got to have some out, right? And then if it's not USB, if it's something else, then you got to be able to figure out a way to bring that in.
So most
Camtastic makes USB input cards.
Yeah.
So it'll be USB on the computer, usually, and ideally USB 3. And then it could take in various sources depending on which card you buy.
Wouldn't you want HDMI out of a camera like that to get the max?
If it's well, here's the thing: if you have USB-C, USB 3. By the way, the bandwidth is more than enough for your video out. USB 3 is more than enough.
So USB 3 to USB 3.
HDMI out is fine, but then you got to figure out how you're going to bring an HDMI in.
Yeah, that's.
Some computers actually straight up, they'll look like they have two HDMI ports. It's not true. One is actually in, which is great if you got an Xbox or whatever. You plug your Xbox straight to your computer.
So most new computers would have all the new connections, right? They'd have the.
You would think it's surprising,
but
it's surprising it doesn't.
I was trying to see what I got here. What is that one? Fire? The old school Fire one?
You got a FireWire port?
Yeah, I think it is.
Whoa, dude!
Yeah, it is. Is it? So
I've never
FireWire
with the computers
HDMI,
I've had,
and network.
I've never had an actual FireWire device.
Well, it's a gaming laptop that I got given to me, and I'm like, it's a MSI one.
Sure.
Dragon, whatever. I don't know.
MSI. Hey, I've had MSI boards. Fine.
It looks great. The computer's done great. And I think it's just all the programming that weighs it down. All the memory I find once in a while. I do a lot of downloading, so it screws with the RAM. It's cool because it's actually got dual fans that you can turn on manually, and it drops the temperature from like 60 to 35 degrees or something like that. Because I guess you have to have that when you're hardcore gaming it. But it has all those crazy controls of like you can change the color scheme, the gaming refresh rate. I forget. I'd have to turn on the center to see all the other things. But it gives you all the stats like a car. You know, it tells you what your CPU is running at, what your temperature's at. It's pretty interesting. That side camera, is that on one of your zooms?
What do you mean zooms?
Like you have 3 settings on it, right? So which one do you have it on? That's the longest. Yeah, there you go. Middle, closer. Oh, you have 4.
So that's a default.
That's your walleye vision.
Gives you also the biggest fisheye effect on the outer edge. I noticed with that one. But I knew that buying it.
Well, hold on. Do this hand thing again that you did. Let's see how the delay. So those 2 are a little slower than your side up one.
You know, it's 50% of the cost of the Logitech, right? So I was really curious. I figured I'm going to buy it.
Do it slower. Go like 1, 2, 3 kind of thing. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think it's just when you go fast that it kind of gets stuck a little bit.
And so here's the thing. So the Logitechs for sure are doing all their own processing. I know this from experience.
Hmm.
I don't know how smart the creative one is. I don't know if it's doing all the work or just some of it, and then the CPU is doing some of it.
Oh, I see. So,
And
so,
that's a difference in cost for some cameras too. You buy a better camera, it'll do more of the
so,
processing, and it's just going to offload, say, the raw video.
so is this one and the one over in the corner the same camera, like the same brand? And
Um,
then this one's the creative.
the
So what you got? You got one
the one
top.
on the bottom, well, it should be the one on the bottom. So here, I'll put my finger.
That's your creative.
That's creative.
And what are
Everything
the
else
other
is
two?
Logitech. Everything else is Logitech.
And everything is Logitech.
They're all 922s.
And even Logitech's been around forever. So even
Yep.
they are kind of old school name.
Yeah, but what's nice is they've maintained market dominance, right?
And are
Keyboards,
did you get a good
mice.
deal on all these guys for the
The
Black
two
Friday?
new
Or-
ones are Black Friday deals. So
Nice.
yeah, I save some money, and you get, like I said, 2 codes if I really want it. Maybe I'll hand them off since I'm not using XSplit.
What's the codes for?
3 month license of XSplit, which is a streaming software. It won't
Oh.
let you do this, but it'll let you do. I shouldn't say it won't let you do this,
But it's
but it'll
StreamYard.
let you. It won't let you bring in guests so easily, so much as you can have
Oh.
multiple cameras and slick it up and have video games, do whatever you want to do for your streaming experience. But
Yeah, just
it's
when you
not
get used
really
to it.
meant to bring in guests.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
very kludgy to bring in guests to XSplit.
you figured out StreamYard working well. It works well, especially when you get 2 guys. Now you got to see what happens when you bring 3 or 4 and see what you do on one of those nights.
Well, I
Get
brought
like-
in 9 or 10. So
Oh yeah, you did that way back. Yeah.
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
They worked fine. Yeah.
Well, when I did my 24-hour stream, my screen was always pretty much 9 people.
Cool.
Center one and half falling asleep and drinking energy drinks and trying to stay awake. And every hour
What was
getting up.
the
Commercial.
theme? What was the theme for that? Just to build stuff? Everybody doing something?
Yeah, I
or
built
what?
3 sets. The UCS Batwing, and I can't remember what the other 2 sets were.
Very
One
cool.
of them was the He-Man set. It was like one Lego, one Mega, and I think one something else. And just 24 hours. It was supposed to celebrate like 1,000 subs, and
What do you got now for numbers?
only like 12 or 1,300. I think 1,200.
12.
Because after that stream, I pretty much had my nuts cut off by YouTube, and it's like
That's weird. I thought YouTube and now people are leaving like TikTok and all that stuff, and they're going back to YouTube. What's the deal with YouTube now?
Well, YouTube created Shorts, and that was to compete directly with TikTok, which has helped some.
Because they can earn more on that. The people. Oh, sorry.
At first, it was nothing.
There you go. Yeah, they were cutting people off.
At first, it was a great way to get some views, but you didn't get subs from it usually, and you got no. It didn't count towards your watch hours. So it's like at the beginning, it was like,
And you got screwed by them.
and
for
I got screwed
hours.
straight up by YouTube. They took away my watch hours, and you have to have 4,000 watch hours. I had every other stat I needed. I already had the number of users required. Had that earlier on. But you needed the 4,000 watch hours to get monetized. And then they cut off like around 500-ish. And then from that point on, it just got progressively worse because, well, I stopped streaming or I slowed it down. And then the back and forth between me and YouTube to the point where it's been radio silence. They've ghosted me.
Okay.
They just stopped responding, even though they said, we know you're not responsible. We know who is. They've done it to you and a dozen other guys in your scene. They thought they were helping you guys out. We're going to put things back. And
that was it. Gone. Ugh,
never happened again. Yeah.
brutal.
No
Yeah, and then
response.
you have to. And the problem is, at some point, if you really read all the details of the contracts you sign and accept terms and blah blah blah, they have complete dominance over all of that.
Oh, we have squat. We can't say boo to them.
No.
Even the biggest guys, like Louder Crowder, someone I like to watch. He's in the States, political guy, and he's been battling. It's funny. He used to be YouTube's darling, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because he was bringing in 4 or 5 million views every live stream like that.
Holy cow.
Political comedy, right? Amazing stuff. And then he would, whenever there was an active political campaign or an election or whatever, he would do some stuff like it was just funny, entertaining, political based content. And then you get all the Karens of the world who are trying to get people canceled for what they say and what they do. And if their opinion differs from theirs, oh, they must be wrong. They must be removed. You can't have a different view on anything anymore. If you're not part of the same, think tank as them, then you don't exist and you're some horrible person needs to be removed. But I love watching him and a bunch of others who still navigate around, going from YouTube darlings, even Phil DeFranco, who had SourceFed.
He's still around. Yeah, he's still around.
YouTube way back gave him money. I call it kind of the YouTube 2.0 movement, where they took a bunch of guys who were okay, gave them money, and then he turned around and created SourceFed. So he gathered other YouTubers, created a news team, and came up with an aggregate broadcast that was probably
He just kind of a review, right? They just kind of review the news. It's kind of funny
because he brought in people who had good personalities, and they all had different. You liked one and maybe not the other, but there was enough going on that you stayed with it. And then eventually they smacked him and his team around, and they kind of roasted him in such a way that they kind of deplatformed his SourceFed in such a way it wasn't getting views, even though we were watching it and it was getting the same amount of likes and same amount of content or comments, but it's like you couldn't find it. It was like shadow banned because sometimes they would talk about stuff you didn't want to talk about. And in the case of YouTube being owned by Google, like maybe some of the stories they would talk about would be against maybe popular sponsors. Well, those sponsors would go to Google and say, you know what? I don't like this I'll just throw something out there. Coca-Cola, this anti-Coca-Cola stuff going on in this news broadcast over there. And I would never call them a news broadcast. It's a commentary podcast.
Yeah.
But it's like, and then you see them going lower and lower, even though more and more people I know would like to follow them. So we had to follow them directly. Notifications, even though we turned them on, we weren't getting notifications anymore. The algorithm, which is trash. I mean, it doesn't work in your favor or mine. You'll never see everything you want to watch. That's for sure. No, they really they screwed us. They really have. And I get it. They got to make money, but there's still no reason they cannot have. I don't know how many things you subscribe to. I actually have a lot, but there's no reason they could not just put in my feed exclusively all of my subs. And then if you want to throw in 5 or 10% other stuff, because you think I might be interested, so I'll stay on your platform and watch more, do that. There's already, like I have, 200, 300, 400 things I sub to. If you would just give me those, I'll watch your platform all day. I already watch YouTube all day anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't watch regular broadcast TV. I watch the news. And then after that, it's YouTube, Netflix, Prime, Disney. But it's still nice.
Even the news, if you cut yourself off from the news, just kind of don't worry about it. I don't think I've actually watched news morning, like breakfast news or midday news or evening news. And at the end of the day, just like you'll get, like I'll get some tweets, I'll get some like, breaking news, somebody got shot in Toronto again, kind of stuff like that. But otherwise, nothing's really that important to listen to. It's just kind of
I used to dedicate 6 o'clock, so I'd watch that 1 hour. But as soon as I get my fill, or I'm tired, or if they repeat, I tell my wife, click. So sometimes it's 15 minutes. I go, okay, we're done.
That's enough.
Click. Yeah. Now, if it hasn't repeated, if it goes half an hour, 40 minutes, or if at least the content is still interesting, great. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I don't like it anymore, or it's repeated too much already, click.
Yeah.
And they haven't do that. Yeah. But the thing is, on a slow news day, they'll repeat the stories 4 times in that hour. They've got an hour to fill no matter what. Mm-hmm. And it's cheaper to repeat it than to give us more human interest stories, than to send a guy out there with a camera. Go talk to someone. Go do real interviews. No, they'll regurgitate it again and again and again because they're doing it, quicker, faster, cheaper, right?
Yeah.
And that sucks.
Hey,
not that I need to see cat in a tree stories every episode, but you could do human interest.
Even then, they don't do positive stories until the end of the news show when everybody's already tuned out, or because they want to drag all the sensationalized
Oh yeah, Yeah.
all the way through. Hey, got a
Well,
question
hey,
for
it
you.
sells, you know.
Always, it's the views. Everybody's just always chasing the views, right?
Yeah.
Even TV knows how many people are actually watching them somehow, some way. They still know. Hey, I got a question for you. Online shopping for Black Friday, do you still get some sort of deal for your stuff, or is it all squashed?
That's a good question. It depends on what the sale is, because I have put stuff in my cart and I
Yeah,
take a look,
and it
and
doesn't change, right?
it didn't. I didn't see the discount.
I was thinking of getting my kids one of the, not that they really care that much about it yet, but when they're a little bit older, they have this Star Trek USS Enterprise that's from the Playmobil brand from
Really?
$700 down to $489 right now. It's one of
That's
their
Walmart?
flyer. Yeah, it's Walmart. It's their door crasher / wall like flyer deal. And this is like the most discounted item I've ever seen Playmobil ever have, and they're just shipping this straight from the warehouse, like from Playmobil right to the thing. Because that's the other item that I had gotten, because they're doing some
Don't
good
be
deals.
so sure, because I actually got Playmobil stuff this week.
You did? You got some too? What did
Yeah.
you pick up?
Oh, no. I'm saying in the warehouse.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure one of them was mine
Some of the stuff coming off my
because it was
some
the
of my truck.
Moritz. You're the Moritz one, right?
Like the other day when I had 11 trucks, and we got a fair bit of toys, which I was shocked, because it should have, to me, it should have gone to the other warehouse.
Ah,
But some of these were big, so
well, this one
wow.
definitely is a huge box, but it's massive. If you can look at
Does it
the
have all the key characters there?
yeah, the whole bridge, and look at the pictures that have. If you scroll through the website pictures, it has the real person view of it, like you can hang it off your ceiling with the Star Trek logo with a 3-point connection, and then you could be a tabletop version, and the whole bridge opens up. I'm like, this is damn iconic. Like, I'm just like, ugh.
How heavy is it? I'm so curious.
It couldn't be that heavy because you can hang it, right? So if you look at it, like if I go into it, and I think it's the 6th picture down.
I don't know if you use 20-pound test line and you got 3. I mean,
well, if you look at it's the very last picture, you can
I saw it.
scroll.
Yeah, I saw that picture,
And it has
I mean,
lights. You can open the Scotties.
I
It's
can't
got
imagine. And see, it's funny how I am being a Lego guy, even though I probably buy more non-Lego than people
yeah.
would like. I look at the Playmobil. It's like, as cool as it is, I go, dude, it's $500.
I know that's the problem.
You don't even get to build it, really.
It's.
I mean, there's probably
well,
like,
you
four
would have
pieces
to build
or 10 pieces you'll slap together.
I'd probably say about 5 pieces at least. 2 nacelles, the arms.
Well, actually, it says
body.
150 pieces.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. Well, you got all the little stuff, the bridge, chairs, head, right,
Lights and sound. So
yeah, Scotty's in the engine room, and these bastards are up top, and you've got Spock and I forgot her name.
So is this the biggest set they've ever made?
This is one of the biggest sets. Yeah, like for a vehicle.
Bigger?
They had, what do they have? The big ones. Well, they have the play sets like trees and other big things like that. But this is the most iconic, like name brand, like recognizable. Because they also have the Romulan fighter coming out, the green ship with the big arms.
The Bird of Prey?
The Bird of Prey, yeah, the Romulan one. It's coming out. Or is it the Romulan or the
Klingon Bird of Prey
one? Oh shit, I gotta see. I'll tell you right now because it's on their website. It's coming out next year. I'm surprised it's not out for this winter but I think they're just trying to sell this guy.
This is classic original series, right?
Yeah. That's the original. It's Kirk and all the rest of them, right?
Oh yeah. Look at the deflector dish, the radar
so
thing.
Good. Yeah. I just like that. That's just so nice. Like, imagine if they come out with the Enterprise D. I'd be all over that in a second. But this one just, to me, just like so iconic. I know most of the people who watch that live is probably going to be dead in a few years, but still, like,
when we went to see Star Trek: The Motion Picture at the Cineplex at Eaton Center, when it was still in there, me, my sister, my mom and dad would go down there, and
I remember
my dad got so mad.
Oh, why?
My mom fell asleep.
Oh.
And my dad was pretty cheap in many ways and pretty frugal. And she just started sawing logs during the movie.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Star Trek fan, but that first movie, because of the way it was chopped up from what should have been a season of TV show,
Yes.
it was badly edited, and they did the best they could.
Click your link. Click
but
the
it
link on
was-
your. There you go. Click
Oh.
that link. Tell me what you think of that. You're gonna be like, damn. Oh, and that one's 400.
Oh no!
You bastards.
And what figures? What figures?
So you get 4 Klingons.
Oh,
You get-
look
is
at
that
that
Zarek?
movie, Klingons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Zarek? Or what's his name? What's it here? It's Commander
Kirk, Spock,
Cruise,
Klingon.
Malt, Admiral Kirk, Spock,
Oh,
and 2 additional
Cruise.
Klingon.
That's the Christopher Lloyd character.
Yeah, that's the guy. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
Oh God.
I
Bastard.
definitely don't want to go down this road.
The Genesis device. What? You even get that in this? Shush. Yeah, there it is.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, and they're using some of the parts from other things. Oh, interesting. So they're on the fire planet when the it's all breaking up.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the base of the ship being held up. Little tree branches, fires, and rock. And the wings
that's
move.
pretty cool.
The wings move up and down into their positions for firing. Oh, you bastards. That's going to be cool. And it's in the shape of the Klingon emblem, the fire rock and the vault lava. Look at that. That is sick. The Genesis device. So yeah, you're right. It's the one that Christopher Lloyd was the bad guy. The Klingon captain, right? Damn it. When's this coming out? It's coming out December. Oh, so it's still going to be available for Christmas. See, the Playmobil site never gives good deals though. It's Walmart here giving this deal 30% off,
which I'm surprised about because Toys R Us is the one who's got such a heavy Playmobil selection, right?
Yeah, it's tired though. It's really tired. They don't have any exclusive stuff. They don't have any good stuff. Walmart actually got the little selection. They got the A-Team, James Bond, DB8 or whatever it is. The A-Team, so A-Team, James Bond. What was the other one I bought? I got the let me see here. What I know they have the newer stuff, but they've been good on some stuff, not so much on other stuff. Some of the prices are out of whack. So A-Team, Ghostbusters, Star Trek's on there. Back to the Future was in there. Little Mini Cooper. I think that was it. Yeah, and you're right. The Toys R Us gets the other ones, the other exclusives.
I like that, the other exclusives.
Yeah.
Everything Walmart didn't want.
Knight Rider. The Knight Rider's coming out too.
Ooh.
The original Knight Rider. The kit car and Hasselhoff's little figure.
I'm still hoping Lego gives us something because, during the Dimensions gimmick, they had a license for that. They had a license for Gremlins. There's so many things that they could put out if they wanted to, or if they saw profit potential in it. I'd like to see them give it a shot. I mean, how cool would a buildable Gremlin be?
Oh, it'd be crazy. But who owns the rights to Gremlins? Who's got the rights to that?
Well, the movie was probably New Line Cinema, and I don't know who would own that now that they could go at. But like I said, Lego had it for about a year, and all they did was put out a handful of characters in the Dimensions line, which I really felt was a teaser to see and test the waters. Kind of like the Heroes line from Mega, where they would pump out a few stuff.
Yeah. By the way, Target.com has 50% off the Bigfoot set, the Mega Bigfoot set tonight.
Jesus, already.
So it's down.
Of course, they've had this set for 3 to 4 months now.
Yeah,
so.
It's the only one. Thanksgiving Day sale, 50% off. So if you got a connection, that's one way of getting a cheap one, because it comes out to be like $60 with the exchange rate, 65 maybe around there. So. Unfortunately, today the store is closed and it's online only, and Canadians can't shop on that website. Kind of blows.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Don't people do that? Oh yeah, they do some sort of forwarding stuff.
Yeah.
So what watch is this? A G-Shock? No, what is that?
No, I won't spend money on G-Shock.
I just thought $100 for a digital watch.
No,
but these are good.
This will last me just as long as a G-Shock will.
I haven't used a like vinyl plastic based watch since I was a kid. I think we had the
Well,
Casio.
some people think I'm nuts. Like, you wear a watch? I go, yeah, we're not allowed to
Why
wear
not?
we're not allowed to have cell phones.
Oh,
We can't have
interesting.
them on the floor. We can't have them on the floor, especially
Good.
my operators. And if I catch them with a smartwatch,
Same
they get
thing.
written up. Yeah,
Really? So an
yeah.
Apple Watch
I
would
was
be
trained.
considered.
Oh God, yeah. You have an Apple. Well,
What's
I
the
have an
point?
Apple Watch, and I'm not allowed to wear it. That's why I started wearing these again.
And what's the rule? What's the rule made for?
You can't. Oh,
Distractions.
well, it's distraction.
So it's like driving with your
And people
phone.
say, "Oh, I won't do this and that." It's like, yeah, bullshit. I'm training a student 2 weeks ago,
Ting, right?
and I hear him, but and he goes, "Oh no, it's just a fit." I ain't stupid.
It's a
Go put it in your
Fitbit.
locker. Go put it in the car, or your training ends right now, and you won't be an operator. And guess what? I only need operators.
Yeah.
You want to fold boxes? Because I don't need anyone to fold boxes.
Here's
I
that
said, I'm
spot.
not being a prick because I would love to wear my smartwatch. I got $700 smartwatch floating around here that no one's wearing. Well, that's a keychain.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want one that big. I do like looking at my keychain's hanging up. I like looking at the wear and tear on my Hot Wheels and my Lego
Yeah.
guys. The getting beat up. Like I kind of dig it. I'm not a big guy for things got to be pristine. Like
No. Some things are meant to be had fun with.
yeah,
And this guy was, I saw it at the store and I'm just like, oh, that's kind of cool. Let's just see how this is all going to go. This is just throwback nostalgia for me. Because I still remember McDonald's used to give Playmobil characters out for the treat of the week, which was crazy, the stuff they would give us. You know, pullback cars. Like I still have a set of 4 little pullback cars, the McDonald's logos, and it's the Hamburglar, Ronald, what's the purple guy again?
my dad when he was alive,
Grimace, and then who's the other one?
he
The
was
girl.
the worst. I remember being a truck driver.
Yeah. He'd pick up stuff everywhere.
Oh my God,
Can imagine.
everywhere. Because between hitting all the so he was a chicken guy here in Toronto, right? So between hitting all the chalets and KFCs and St. Hubert's,
Oh wow.
where he could get free meals at pretty much everywhere he went back in those days.
Mhm.
If he wanted something that wasn't chicken and fries, maybe go to McDonald's or whatever. And he loved the stupid gimmicks. And it's funny, as a kid, I don't remember getting too many of those. He collected a lot of stuff and we never saw it. But
Did you
he
ever
had
find it? You never found that stuff that he would like when he passed
my
away?
mom's got a whole mess of it.
Ah,
She's got
that'd
a
be
whole
interesting
mess
to go
of stuff.
through.
I would love to spend some time to go
Yeah.
through some of the stuff because, like I said, I know some of it we never saw as kids.
Yeah.
I know it. Me and my sister never did.
Imagine the rarities, the one-offs that he picked up along the way, right?
For the longest time, McDonald's was the biggest toy maker in the world. If you considered them a toy maker, they were the biggest because of all the crap they were having produced.
People were still, what was it this year? Yeah, they had the McDonald's trick or treat tub, and I guess as a kid it used to have a lid, but then the new one doesn't have a lid. So the people are like, it's you could have at least given us the lid to have this thing, and I'm like, take it easy, folks.
Wow.
I love it when people.
I'll tell you what I like. My wife got us the Tim Hortons bucket.
Oh, you got the Tim Hortons one, the $30.
Yeah, and it's actually not that bad a bucket.
I wanted to get that for my kids, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm not even gonna like that. We just have other stuff we can use.
Well, I'm glad we only got the one.
Like, who's gonna eat like 30 Timbits or whatever? I'm like, I would.
Oh, shut up.
I would have definitely. It's like, give me those strawberry filled ones. Let's go.
I'm gonna tell you how my bad habits started.
Which one?
High school.
Okay.
With food, right? High school, collecting comic books twice a week, Wednesdays and Fridays, especially Fridays.
Where are you going to get them?
Walking from Bloor and Dufferin area in Toronto over to Bathurst in Bloor area because that's the comic shop. Let's just say it's 6K. I don't know how far it is. It's got to be more than 4K. I know that for a fact. Just because it would take like an hour-ish to walk. Because I never took the bus because I always wanted to save that money for more comics.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife, so I'm in grade 10, she's in grade 9 when we started. And so we'd make this trek on Fridays after school. And on the way back, we'd hit Annex Submarine to get a sandwich sometimes, or sometimes we'd go to this mom and pop coffee shop, whatever it was that was on a corner somewhere in between. and I'd buy a bag of their day olds because guess what? A bag of day olds only costs you like 2 donuts or 3 donuts, and you
Yeah,
got
they just want to get rid of them. Yeah, yeah.
you got like a dozen or whatever, and they were literally just a day old. So Friday night, you got your 3, 4, 5, 10 comics, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there starting at about 10 o'clock at night, and you got your donuts, and I pass out from, I guess, a sugar high or whatever.
Sugar high, yeah, yeah. I know exactly what that. Oh, at this age, we're just like
once in a while, you wake up like, damn, I rolled over on a comic book, and it got donut icing everywhere. But that was the beginning of a lot of bad food habits. Like, smarter now, realize that's a bad thing to have started, but.
And it's a hard habit to kick when you get those sugar cravings, because now the new research coming out is your gut flora is basically dictating what your cravings are.
Yeah.
And so if you're not doing the same diet you had before, you're getting headaches, mood swings, like actually like doing zombie, like, acting because your gut is
that's
telling
where
you,
like the water and lemon
You're-
juice and apple cider vinegar is amazing.
yeah.
How it tricks your body into not wanting the carbs for hours and hours.
Well, what people forget to do is
because I've been doing it lately. I've been going plenty of mornings, not even having that drink.
Well, do you know that
I can get to 10 o'clock. So from 4:30 to 10, I can do it without that drink.
But here,
it's harder.
The stomach tells your brain I'm full. But they don't, like, if you drink something, it's not really telling your stomach you're full because you're absorbing majority of the water there. It's the fat and protein in your food that tells that you're satiated feeling.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about.
You don't have that in your diet.
We had noodle soup today. We had pho. And,
that's good. Yeah.
So we have, a rare beef soup. That's all we pretty much eat when we go there. By the way, it's gotten more expensive. It was
everything.
3 of us. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
So even where we're considering, and that used to be our cheap option. And now we're considering that, reconsidering it. But when I was having those stomach problems and all I was having was broth, and I was adding collagen protein.
Sure, yeah.
There was like still virtually no calories,
and
I'm eating that, and I tell you, for days I was doing pretty damn good with it, and it was very satiating. It didn't taste bad, and I made sure I added a little bit of salt.
Oh yeah,
and.
Because what people forget is that when you sweat, when you're working and you're respiring, like, you're losing water and minerals, like in your salt and your sweat, and in your pee and all that, you're urinating. And that's why people, when they take vitamins and stuff, I just say that if you're taking overdoses, like super doses of vitamin C, all you're really doing is creating super pee, like super expensive pee. Because your body, I think it's like 30 milligrams, but here we are taking 1,000 milligrams, like,
potassium and magnesium and everything I'm depleting, especially in the summer because it's so hot in the warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And it made a big difference.
Good.
Less headaches, less fatigue.
And the biggest difference that you knew, like, you lost how much weight in, like, what do you call it, volume? The grand things, right? Yeah. So you feel less heavy, you feel more energetic, you have more stamina, right? Like you were doing bicycle runs and like you were doing what 10K?
Some of those runs were, I didn't get to where I wanted to this year, but
it takes time, yeah.
But the longest one this year was 64.
What? One ride to 64 kilometers?
Yeah. And look at it, every trip that I rode to work. That was 52 round trip.
Holy smokes.
I did a bunch of those.
This is Toronto traffic that you're doing this in?
Well, so the ride to work is Toronto to Mississauga and back.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're doing
the basic route is kind of Eglinton across to here, Ontario. And the route deviates a little, but that's basically the route. Say Dufferin.
You do have the long stretches. Yeah. That's not bad.
Eglinton and Huron, Ontario area up to where I work and back down. And
are you off of Steeles? Is it the Steeles warehouse area, or where's yours at?
We're right off the highway.
Right off the highway. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of where that is. So it's up there on the right. Yeah.
Huron, Ontario on 401.
And 401.
And we got a bunch of warehouses up there. So does Amazon.
Yeah. Amazon's on the north end.
They went and planted, not their newest, but because that one opened about a year ago. they put one right between ours. Like,
Oh, really?
yeah, like
Ah,
I'm here, and then
them.
half a kilometer to
Well,
a kilometer away is them, and then
it is the
my
hub.
other one is on the other side of them. But theirs is just like,
Well, where's the majority of the shipping nexus, so to speak? Where does everything come from? Airport or where? Like trucks? Just where's everything come from?
well,
States,
well, no,
shipping
hey,
lanes.
well, you got the two coasts, right?
Yeah.
Containers,
So containers mainly. Railroad. No.
BC, BC, and even Kingston is still getting a lot
Yeah.
of stuff for us, and it goes, truck and train.
Truck and train.
The
Yeah.
Maritimes, a lot of port work there still.
Does anything come
BC's a
like?
lot.
Does
BC's a
anything?
lot.
I guess you probably get like shippers like FedEx and them doing the big plane rides. No.
No,
Anything super fast?
not for my stuff.
No.
Some tech will come in that way, especially iPhone launches and stuff like that.
When they
But
need to get something
for
fast.
our industry,
Yeah.
it's largely container ships. You got to remember where most of the stuff's being made.
Yeah. It's like Canadian
3 to
Tire.
6 weeks on the sea.
Yeah. Then you would have
For
seen that
stuff
delayed.
that we're getting straight from overseas, sometimes we get stuff from local DC
Did
points.
did Walmart end up doing their own shipping container companies, or are
We
they still?
did. Well,
You did?
no, we did the same thing. Amazon did that when things got a little tight. We started
Yeah.
investing in
Your own shipping.
either our own ships or subleasing to have priority access, so
Have
that
100% control. Yeah.
to have a lot more control.
Because that's
Priority.
crazy. Like the fact that people, what was it, container ship? What was like 400 or 500% value in each container? Like that's hitting bottom lines like left, right, and center, right?
And I don't know if we did it. I know Amazon did it. They started making their own containers.
Yeah, because nobody was returning them. Like that's the
Yeah,
problem. They're all sitting on the coast,
stuff
right?
that there was a problem even getting them landed, but it's like, yeah, once they're landed, it's like
That too.
there's no, we don't export enough from this part
Yeah.
of the world for it to go back. So there's a
And
cost.
Well, the thing is, though, even that to take the empty containers back, that ship ain't moving unless it's taking stuff back.
See, the next step
Right.
in containers, they need to figure out
Transport.
either cheaper containers.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not going to be metal anymore. Maybe plastic, for stuff that it might work for. Or how about containers that could be knocked down flat, sent back affordably? Because
They need
the
they need
boats do have to go back. Because the boats do have to go
Well,
back.
listen. They need to talk to Mega and Playmobil to know how to container put because they have
IKEA, dude. No way, IKEA.
Oh, IKEA. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk to the IKEA warehouse guys. Yeah.
King of
A lot of those
knockdown
guys flat and mixed in perfectly for each other. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You should be able to take the nuts off, the bolts and nuts holding those corners together.
Because the containers are not airtight anyway. That's the funny thing.
They're not.
The containers are not airtight.
No.
Between the doors, they're not sealed. Because this was a problem we had with one of my recent containers that had TVs in it.
Oh,
the whole layer.
Sea salt or what? Wet?
There was evidence of, and it ran right down the seam of the door because they're not sealed. Yes, there's weather stripping, but it's not good. But there's also breather holes in the far corners.
Sure.
Because if you have a sealed container,
it gets hot and
cold. Any moisture in that air screws with.
The refrigerated. Wouldn't the refrigerated containers be different?
Actually, refrigerated has other issues, very similar to the condensation problems I was just saying. If you have a refrigerated container, most of them are corrugated on the bottom, and the water tends to collect down there, which is intentional. It's also there for air cooling, air runs underneath the skids, and that's great.
Okay,
but when fluctuations in the temperature really screw with that water content of the air. And
so you literally could be
boxes,
swimming in one. You could be swimming in one if you open one up. Or is it
I never say that, but it's what I see is the softening of the boxes, and it's really bad when the product is really heavy. Because these guys can do whatever they want to make a good structural box for a heavy product. Yeah. But as soon as you introduce moisture, it's game over.
You see that cardboard either separate or crinkle, and
and the evidence is there. Like you can't hide it. And there's no recovery.
You wonder, eh?
Yeah.
And then these ships are on the ocean for what, 6 weeks at a time?
3 to 6 weeks, depending on the boat and the route.
Yeah. Interesting. because that was that boat that got stuck in Egypt in the Suez Canal or whatever it was.
Well, I
That
love the
was
fact that they're still dealing with pirates. What the hell's going on? They're still dealing with Somali
Somali
pirates.
pilots. Yeah, yeah,
What
yeah.
the hell's going on?
Yeah, the one
What?
part of the sea. Yeah.
I mean, which country do we have to get involved with where we're going to put, a couple of destroyers out there to ensure the shipping lanes
I'll
don't
tell
get
you right now,
messed up?
the only people that are going to be pushing for that are the insurance agents, the insurance companies, because they're the ones who eventually have to pay out, right?
Well, see, here's what's scary is that once you're out beyond most countries' boundary, 100-mile mark or whatever it is from
Yeah,
shore,
yeah. It's
anything
fair
goes.
game. It's pirate season. Yeah,
So it's pirate season. Then that
yeah.
also means you can have whatever the hell you want and take them out.
Oh yeah, no, like some,
You
you're not
know.
allowed. So the problem is that when you come into a country's port, that's where you get in trouble having those types of things. So typically, what I've seen, I think I've read about it.
Well, no, but you can take them out. You can take them out without guns.
They have ways. Yeah, they have the
You can.
water guns. They have the
Water cannon alone is enough to take out any
little
boat
boats. Yeah.
if it's got enough water pressure.
Oh yeah. And you don't
And
need to do
you
that.
can use nets. There's all kinds of non-lethal stuff that will literally destroy.
Well, I know the water guns, they'll set it up on the rim, like the handle along
Yeah.
the side, and I've seen that. I'm trying to think of what they had an ingenious one.
High intensity beams of light.
They've done that too. Yeah.
And microwave and a microwave emitter.
Oh,
Dude,
that'd be interesting.
you if you aim enough microwaves,
Well, you're heating up something and it's gonna catch fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's gonna happen.
no, you can do a lot of stuff without a projectile bullet. Yeah.
It'd be just interesting.
So I'm not going to feel bad for any of these, scummy guys who are trying.
No. They
Oh.
completely that they deserve everything they get out there that way. And I think the only place they do it now is that rim when they come around Somalia, around that, because from India, obviously a lot of stuff's coming that way. And so once they get through that area, you're in their
And
waters.
I wouldn't want to mess with India. Like you go in Indian waters, I wouldn't want to mess with them.
They have their own army to deal with that
Yeah.
stuff. Right? And then what's the
And
other
a growing population, and they're picking up so much business from China.
Oh yeah, they got cheap oil from the Russians because they said screw it, we're gonna buy it. And then
Yeah.
the Chinese, oh yeah, they're gonna.
Well, as much as I hate the political situation, I think it's unfair for the rich parts of the world, us, the Americans, whatever, telling the poor nations, oh, you cannot have cheap fuel and stuff. You cannot grow your industries and your society
Yep.
have for the last 100 years. Oh, now you can't do it the same way we did it.
I know.
You can't. Yeah,
That's America's fault for letting manufacturing leave the country, obviously, because everything's cost so much. But if you look back over the last 50 years, you just see the price just escalate of everything.
Yeah.
The biggest bad guy of it all was remember when the auto industry tanked and they had all the bailouts. Ford was the only one in Canada that didn't get a bailout. But when I was looking into all that stuff,
they didn't get a bailout, but they got enough relief in taxes and other.
Everybody got helped somehow, right?
No, everyone did.
But the glut of the pensions from all the boomers was the highest cost of all the car companies. Yeah. And the pensions were outweighing all the costs of even running the business. So
I have an unpopular opinion, and that's that I don't believe companies need to be permanently responsible for a worker. I think it's asinine. I know it sucks, that way of thinking, but it's like,
but in which way
that I put in 10, 20,
right?
Yeah. If I put in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, whatever it is for the company, that somehow when I leave, they're still going to be throwing money at me.
But which
indirectly or directly?
Benefits or retention? Which one?
Well, either way.
Well, benefits is one thing. I'm
no longer contributing to the company, and I'm expecting them to keep me afloat.
But your pension is just literally a pension that they ran for you to make you money, and then here you go.
Well, that's the story they tell you, because they take X amount of dollars, it's set aside, it rolls around.
They're just making more money off of you.
How many times? Well, they make more money off it than you ever will.
Yeah.
Manage your own money.
Yeah, you can. You can.
And that's the thing. But so many companies don't allow you to opt out of this stuff.
No. Well, before it used to be a benefit. It's like, hey, by the way, we're gonna price match your deductions and we'll give you more so that
Yeah.
later you have more stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. Like,
But
I
of
think
course,
what
most people can't manage it anyway. But it's
no,
like
the
I'm
teachers
not
union
I'm
is
not
the
a
only
big.
one.
That's an amazing well
What's
of
it called? The something? No, it's
I
the
can't
what
remember the name
teachers
of it, but
pension called.
they own
They
so much stuff.
they did real estate investments. They have their hand in everything, right?
Yeah.
And that's just a massive good pension fund to be
Well, it's
following.
like so they were in the news recently because I think they're going to take like a 17% hit. Big deal. They are
Yeah,
so well managed they can afford it,
yeah. And then
and
look at
they'll
all the
recover
people.
just fine.
Yeah, they're never going to run out of teachers to fill that pension fund up, right?
Yeah, well, that's the
Never.
nice thing about their setup and the way they seem to get their contracts done. Like they do pretty good, no matter what people think.
You know, within I think it's 9 years or 10 years, you can get your full salary, like you're up to your max, and then after that, they're just laughing and having fun with
And they're hard to fire. Like they are really hard to fire.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I've heard the stories of the bad teachers
You
that they can't get rid of.
practically have to murder someone.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. No, or catch a kid somewhere he's not supposed to be. Like that's. But even then, they'll just sweep that under the carpet. It's like, okay, go to another school.
go to another zone. Yeah,
The union is powerful.
it's like the cops, the blue boys thing. Like, oh,
The
you were naughty. You
the
better
blue
go
wall.
there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
blue wall.
The blue wall. Nah, too much. All right, Rick. Well, I'm gonna take off. Looks like everything's working great. I can't wait to see this tomorrow.
Yeah, it didn't fail, so I'm happy with
Nothing.
that.
Once in a while, I'm getting the buzz sound, like your thingy. But like you said, it's probably just the internet connection doing that. Because I'm running off of what do I have here? Do I have my 5G? No, I'm actually not on 5G. Huh. That's weird.
But you're on your home wireless right now.
The home wireless. Yeah, I'm the only.
Yeah.
I'm the only person.
I'm
using it.
wired, and I've got my 4 outbound connections here, so it's like. And my speed test was rocking. It was like 320 before I started this. Like,
What website did you use for the speed test? Is it speed
well,
test
you could just use Google. You can
Google
go to
does it?
Google and search
Okay.
speed tests, and like they have a built-in one, which is actually kind of nice because it has no
Really?
graphics involved.
Let me try
But
this.
you can go speedtest.net, and that's probably the most popular one on the planet.
That's the one that we used to use all the time.
Yeah.
Speedtest.net.
Yeah.
All right,
Now,
let's take
I don't necessarily recommend doing that one on your or any of them on your cell phone unless you're on Wi-Fi.
yeah.
Because
Well,
a
here's
lot of them
Google.
will send up to a half gig of data.
Whoa.
And if you're on a cell phone plan, that might be devastating to you.
Okay, so tell me what I got here. I got 170 MP S download and 20 megabytes
20 up is awesome because that's going to be great for streaming because that's important.
Yeah.
But the fact that you're getting 170 down, that means you've got, the Canadian average,
Okay.
which is actually very high. So that's good.
And then 20 up. So that's
So I mean, you could probably have 3 people in your household watching Netflix, doing gaming and stuff, and you would probably never see a hiccup.
Yeah, because I did this one as a business account because they had the running special for home businesses. It's like
Sure.
$54 a month or something like that for 2 years. I was like, yeah, no problem. That's the cheapest internet I'll find anywhere, and it's high
Nice.
speed. It's cable, so never have an issue with that. And then I tend to like plugging into the router for downloading and stuff, but
Sure.
I have it in the wrong spot anyway, so I just left it where it is, and it's literally like directly above me. But if I go on the other side of the house over here, like maybe 50 feet
If
away,
you like being wireless, the one thing
Yeah.
you can do is run it. So you got what do you got, Rogers?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a separate router or you just got the Rogers?
Rogers box, yeah.
Okay.
Rogers.
You don't have to get a router. It's got 4 ports on the back, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right. So you run one wire to a cheap router. It doesn't have to be a great one. Cheap one. You run that to your room, any room you want, and you can get lots of cheap routers. So you can still be wireless in every room and have your laptop anywhere you want to go.
But have the laptop. So you could just run a LAN wire
Mhm.
to the other router, which is just the connection to
Well, you got 4 ports. So you got
Yeah.
you got your one in on your Rogers box.
Yeah.
You got 4 out, I should say, on your Rogers
Yeah.
thing. You could have 4 cheap routers if you really want to have strong signal on every
Everywhere.
floor in every room.
Outside,
You could
everything.
do it.
Like you could have it anywhere.
Like some people get one router and they cry, "Oh, upstairs gets weak signal, basement gets weak signal."
So just run the wire to the
Run one upstairs, put a cheap router up there. Run a wire downstairs, run a cheap router down there.
So back in the
And
day
you'll
when
have
people
strong wireless everywhere.
wires
that way.
everywhere. So when people were running, remember when they would wire their houses with cat cable, like with the blue one?
Yep.
So
Cat 5 or Cat 6. Yep.
that could have been that scenario where you could have plugged that into your incoming router, and you could have had a router in those rooms, a cheapy router.
Well, I recommend people do that anyway, because here's
Anyway.
the best part of that deal. So, what if you got 3 floors? Run 3 wires, one on each floor.
Yeah.
And get a cheap wireless router. And then, if
Like
you
a
want
2.4
hardwired, and if you want to be
gig?
hardwired,
Yeah.
then you run a hardwire into the router on your floor.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can move the router up to there off of the main line.
And
all
if
the
you
way.
really only want to have it show up as one wireless,
Yeah.
you can have those separate routers all show as one.
Oh,
They
okay.
can act as a repeater.
Same info and all
But
that.
that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
necessary for most of us.
No.
I doubt you would take your laptop right now and go downstairs
Yeah, I know.
while it's on. So it wouldn't be a big deal for you. Like, okay, so you go downstairs, reconnect to the stronger signal that's downstairs. Not a
Yeah.
big deal for you. If you're watching Netflix, pause, right? Take it downstairs, continue doing whatever you're doing.
So it makes sense because the basement walls are cement because I have a split level.
Yeah.
So when I go to the other side, it's going through cement walls. That's why the signal just and that's the 5G usually that dies. 2G is usually pretty good, and then even for when I'm outside on my cell phone, it only dies if I get in the car, which means I'm in the driveway. Because then
Well, your car is a ferrite cage.
Yeah.
Except for the windshield, which is why everyone puts their phones on dashboard mount and stuff. It's great.
Yeah.
But if you bury it lower, it tends to be a pretty good ferrite cage and block a lot of signal.
Yeah. The only place that I really get signal drop is the storage unit that I go to. That's all metal, right? It's just one big ass cage with aluminum all around.
Another option you have, instead of running a line to each floor, you get what's called power line. Power line will run your network through your electrical.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So you'll have a little device. You'll plug it into your 2-prong outlet on each floor.
Yeah.
And that'll become your wireless wired connectivity.
Interesting. Yeah. So that means every single room with a wire becomes your connection.
Yeah. Anywhere you got electricity, I can't tell you how good or how fast it is.
That'd be interesting.
But it's an option for sure.
Yeah, I'm happy with that speed test because it was pretty fast.
Yeah.
What did I say? It was 170? It's still
170 is very acceptable. That puts you in, that puts you at like the more or less the high end of the average for Canada.
Yeah.
So
my upload has been, I'm on the 5G network right now. I only got 16 this time. So I wonder why.
Let's see what happens while we're here. Let's see. Where's my keyboard? There's the keyboard. By the way, this is still my favorite keyboard. It's $20-$30 Logitech wireless keyboard and mouse.
I gotta show you a little one that I got here. It's like a kind of a vintage thingy. Oh, do I still have it? Oh yeah, here it is. I have to see if it works or not because I just got it from somebody who wanted to throw it out. But where's the check this out?
Oh, okay. Hang on. I'm gonna make this bigger. Is that an Adesso? ADESSO?
IO Gear.
IO Gear. So you know what? I don't know if they're the same company. I had IO Gears. I bought them at Factory Direct back in the day.
Yeah. Okay. So that
and I had and it had the trackball and the keyboard. I loved it when I had it hooked up to my media center.
Oh yeah, that's what I wanted for. I wanted to have it for the TV. Exactly. So
now, here's the thing: ones that had Windows Media Center compatibility, they were the best because it doubled as a remote.
Get this! Wait. Where I have you off the thing? Okay, so put me back on the little screen. Windows Media is integrated into Windows. Still, it's hidden.
Yes. Yeah,
it's still in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just like, I found that stuff, and I'm like, oh, I can still use the remote control and all this kind of weird stuff that I had for it.
You can with Mix.
It's old now. Yeah, it's
and
nothing beats turning your TV into a laptop.
I'd love to go find an old Windows Media remote and make it work.
I have one of those. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if it
back in the day, it was all that was my thing. Yeah,
but this thing I got, like, it's so cool. It's got the fast forward, and stop buttons on the side. Then it's got the, I don't know what that little one would be for. I guess maybe the enter button or computer. So little computer button, and then that's your trackball. So this kind of reminds me of the BlackBerry spinny ball. And then
So right now,
yeah, what are you running?
I
there?
had a little lag on my cameras, and I'm going to show you what the result is.
Okay. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
And like I said, I'm running speed
Top
test.
down
Right?
one, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. So
and
that's
I'm
really
forcing my cameras to work.
I'm gonna put it back. I'm gonna switch this
Oh,
back.
that's pretty sweet. Watch this here.
Let's
so, I don't know. Will this work? Let's see. Present. Share screen. Window. There you go.
Okay. Whoa! Look at that.
Which, and it didn't kill me out. It didn't knock my cameras off. Like it didn't.
How the hell are you getting 300 download? What is that?
Isn't that sweet?
How are you getting that? Multi connections? Is that why?
Well, your everything you do is more or less multi connection.
Okay, let me see here. Speedtest.net. Let's see if this does anything different on mine. Okay, so go Rogers, finding optimal. I got Kitchener server.
Now, to be fair, I'm on Rogers, so I would expect a decent number on Rogers. But of all of these,
you must be paying. You must be paying for the higher service then, because I'm on the basic, and like business model, blah blah blah. Because I'm only getting 175. Yeah, I got 175, and
let's connect to TELUS. TELUS should not be great. Oh dear God. By the way, the fact that I'm doing this and it's still very good.
And you're still got all your connections are fine. What the heck?
Isn't that crazy right now?
What was the other one?
$299. And that was on a Rogers. I connected, so this one's connecting to TELUS, and I'm getting better up and down.
I'm gonna try another one in Waterloo here.
I'm hardwired, by the way. This is not Wi-Fi.
Yeah. This is
hardwired. So it average at 312.
So I'm maxed out at 175 or 174 here. Yeah, 175 is my max.
Let's see. Did we do Bell? Okay, so York. This would be very close to me.
Oh, this is Bell Mobility. So what is this? Is this
Mobility?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll let this one run.
Try it.
Then we'll find a closer Bell. The thing is, this would literally be within 2 or 3 kilometers of me.
Oh, it just ramped right up. So how the hell are they connecting?
And can you imagine? And you know what I was getting with the laptop?
Yeah.
I was getting 84.
What?
Look at that, 335. Oh my God.
And you're getting the 20 on the upload ish.
Yeah, which is awesome. And by the way, that's while I'm still streaming. I'm already using my upload bandwidth, right?
Look at that.
So I am super pleased with this. But I was getting those with the laptop with the USB dongle. It just goes to show you that network port was dying, and I lost the gigabit speeds.
How many services are you connected in the home right now? Just Rogers, or do you have Rogers and Bell?
No, just Rogers.
Just Rogers. Okay.
My cell phone service is Koodo, which is TELUS.
Yeah. So I don't have very many services to change. Like I have Bell Mobility, Rogers Wireless. Let's try what Rogers.
Okay, Markham. Look at this. Markham is not close to me. I mean, Markham is 20, 40 kilometers. 20 kilometers away, right?
Northwest. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing Rogers Wireless.
Oh, Jesus, this is sweet. And by the way, this is pretty optimal. Don't get me wrong. This is a good time of night to be doing this too.
This is also the best time of night to be doing it. Yeah, you're right.
I mean,
during the day you wouldn't have that. That's for sure.
Well, no, I do pretty much 90% of the speed earlier in the day. Ever since I switched up my hardware.
I'm really surprised if Rogers Wireless and Rogers
Cable. And by the way, this is through my crap dying router.
Oh, this isn't the original one?
This is not. So this is not direct connected to my. Oh my God! Look at the ad that popped up.
Yeah. They know what
Literally.
you want. Yeah, they
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
The cookies track everything.
Yeah. Um,
I've got Walmart all over my splash page right now because we were
oh, do
just on
you?
it. Yeah, it's everything that was in my cart that I saved for later.
Oh,
So there's
jeez.
the Playmobil. I'm like, oh yeah, there it is. Oh, I don't know. I can't spend $500 on that thing. I want it, but I don't want it at the same time. Damn it. I'm really peeved that I missed a couple sales earlier in the week. They changed over, or I guess fell off. And I'm like, oh, and one of them was it for my kids' Christmas present. And I'm like, I don't want to pay an extra $30.
Damn.
So this one's not as good. So who's this
Go
Go
coding.
Code? So Upload is still good.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like,
Download not so much.
and it just goes to show you. So, whatever site you're connecting to, right? Those
Yeah.
packets will weave their way through the internet. Now, if it just happens that my stuff gets directed mostly through Rogers, I'm probably going to get a much better experience.
Yeah.
But if it ends up weaving through one of these slower servers, don't get me wrong, that's still an amazing number.
Yeah.
But it might be a less than desirable experience.
Yeah. But how are you pinging these different servers? How does that work for the internet? They're just all piggybacking on each other, kind of thing, or how does this work? That you can ping Bell Mobility and Bell.
Well, this is
servers?
okay. Well, this is running scripts sending a lot of non-compressible data. Some of it will be
Yeah.
compressible, but the bulk of it is non-compressible to see what is your real throughput. Because if you compress data, you get 10 to 100 times compression. That's not a good speed test of anything. Video is amazing if it's already max compressed and can't be compressed any further. That's an amazing thing to send through, which is why if you're on a cell phone and you run this, you're probably going to send half a gig of garbage video data.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's going to be, you're going to run right through your data.
I've got like 20 gigs. Is that about right? 20 gigs of data on my cell phone plan. Because they gave me a sweet deal. They doubled it or something like that when I got it. So I never worried too much about. Well, I don't know where my data is at now. What do they say here? Because I know they have my little app here. So my current, what are we at? Near the end of the month. So it's almost. I have my December the 3rd turnover date.
Okay.
So let's see where I'm at. What am I at? Because I use my phone all the time, like all the time, for stuff when I'm in the car.
For
and
years, we were limited to like 2 gigs each.
Yep.
Until
I remember
about a year ago.
Oh.
And then when I got my phone,
yours.
my wife, and then when my wife got hers, as we were walking out of the mall with her new phone, nice. And then we literally, the guy in the Kudo booth, he grabbed us and sat us down, and we were talking and running numbers. And in the end, it's like, okay, so I can switch all of us. My wife figured this out, right? We can switch all of us. We can save $100 a month.
Yeah.
A month on our services for the 3 of our phones. And have like, I think at the time it was 16 gigs. I don't think we have what you have with 20. I think it's 16. But it's like, dude, what a big difference compared to 2 each.
Well, remember before we used to like scrimp and save data?
Actually, at one point we were 5 gigs for the family.
Yeah. So
and
just
my wife had to monitor us, and I was usually a power user. So I had to literally track, I think the 13th was our kill date. And it was like, so I had to watch right up until the end, and then I'd have to slow down a couple days before.
Did you ever have the warning? Like you would track your data on your phone, and your phone would shut off?
Because we were TELUS for 5 years. So we would get at 75%, whatever, and 50%.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And then it's like 10%. And then they say, well, you can buy an extra gig for this ridiculous amount of money, 10 or 20 bucks.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we lived that way for years because no matter what, we actually liked the service going across the country. It was very strong. Because wherever TELUS wasn't, they were just piggybacking Bell, and Bell had a good service.
Yeah.
For the cell phones. And but when we literally, as we walked past and it's the only reason we walked past the TELUS booth because I wanted to go to EB Games. So in Yorkdale Mall, it's across the corridor from each other, and I wanted to go to EB Games, and so she went into Kudo. She had her talk. I went to look at the toys. I came back 10 minutes later. She was still talking. Hour later, we walked out with 3 SIM cards.
That's
Had
crazy.
my phone, my wife's phone done, and we took one home, put it in my daughter's phone.
$100 in your pocket every month.
And $100 back in our pocket. We should have done it sooner.
Nobody
Loyalty does not pay off.
exactly.
Not anymore. Not anymore.
You know what's funny is that I've been with Rogers since 1997, since my first cell phone when it was still analog at that time. When I went to University of Waterloo, it didn't even have a tower in the area, so I would lose reception 7 kilometers from my house. And I'm sitting here going, I was like, you bastards, you better treat me right. Like, just I didn't even ask for anything. Half the time they would call me up and be like, hey, you want some free US minutes, or you want some free this? And it was like, oh, we're looking at, you're good this way. But unless you check in with them once in a while, you're never getting the best deal ever.
Yeah.
Right. And luckily they've actually been really, really good about stuff that has happened in the last year and change with my phone stuff. I have no issue because I always talk to the right people. I've had people though be like, no, there's no way you can have this plan. There's no way. I'm like, hello, customer service custom made me this plan. That's why I have it. And as soon
with
as
Rogers, my wife would always go to retentions.
They can custom make a couple. They used to be able to that. Now they're all kind of like,
they've tightened their belt a lot.
Yeah. But it was always like, oh, you know what? Let's add on some US minutes. Let's add on some long distance because you're countrywide, because they started switching over to all that crap. And I'm like, sounds good to me. Saving money and I'm getting more service. I'm like,
you should
let's
hear
go.
what my wife's conversation is every fall, because she goes, it's that time of year again.
I'm gonna leave.
I need to talk. Yeah, we're going to leave. Let's talk to retentions, and I want the same package at the same price. We don't want to change your hardware, because that's the other thing too. I don't want to. I want to go as long as I can on the old hardware, and of course, I'm probably gonna have to give that up soon. But
well, I know. I got an old Samsung S10. I think I'm still using it. It still does the job. I got a new case for it, and off we go. But it's like starting to kind of slow down. But I have an S20 that I got last year that I still have not.
I bet you if you swap the battery
on that new old one, it'd probably be bang on, right? Yeah, I'm not sure if you can do this battery swap on these guys. I probably could, but this will end up going to my kids. I'll just give it to my kids, and they can play in the car backseat.
Because if it's running Android within the last 5 years,
Android,
within the last 5 years, chances are it's already got the built-in slow down your device so it still works because your battery is aging.
It does that trade-off kind of thing, right? You know what though? I do not have a problem with my phone. It does everything I want it to do. Pictures are come out decent. They're not the best because I'm not a guru of taking pictures, but anything I need to do via email. The only thing that really irks me is I don't know what happens. And maybe you can explain to it. I randomly get emails deleted. And I'm like, where the fuck is this email? And I go searching.
Are you sure they're not in junk or something?
They go to deleted.
They go to deleted.
They go to deleted. And I'm like, you bastard. How are these like, I just literally would get an email and I'm like, wait, I'm waiting for somebody's email. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go check junk. No, deleted. Oh, there it is in the deleted file. I'm like, so it automatically deletes emails as they come in without me even seeing it in my inbox. I'm like, something's fishy here.
Okay, so here's a question.
So weird. Yeah.
Your email account.
Yep.
Is it a Hotmail? Is it a...
Yeah, Hotmail.
Okay. Have you ever created any scripts or...
No.
You haven't done any functions?
Never touched it.
Forward to this folder, forward to that, delete this automatically?
Never. Yeah. It's so random. Like junk I see, because junk usually comes from those generic weird emails that you get, like the kind
of Hotmail, like a lot of the other services, so they're doing a lot of that on their own and making determinations, which I don't always agree with.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird. But then I'll move that to the inbox to kind of flag it as a please don't delete it or junk mail it, and it still keeps junk mailing it. I'm like, you bastards! Like I don't know if you have to add the name.
Well, they're using an algorithm, and it's clearly not perfect.
Yeah. So I hope in the past I haven't lost delete, because after so long the deleted emails list gets regenerated and or just like discarded, and I'm like, oh, I hope I haven't lost some important emails over the years. But it's been happening lately over the last year that I'm like, you bastards, in the deleted folder. Like somebody will be like, yeah, I sent it yesterday. I'm like, I didn't get it. And then I go like, junk, nope, deleted. There it is, you bastard. Move it back. So I've caught about 10 of them already doing that. And I'm like, you mother. So I don't know. I don't know what it is. It could be just like you said. It could be the algorithm. It could be. I don't know if it's like when you have your ear on your phone and then you're just swiping stuff by accident. Your ear is touching the touch screen.
Maybe.
I don't know, because I don't know which way is it, left or right to junk something when you're in your.
Here's the thing. On the iPhone, I love the Apple iPhone mail app, and I had like 12 of my email accounts all go through there.
All right.
And in the last few months, there's been an issue with the Hotmail accounts,
Okay.
and a lot of them are older. So I actually started using the Outlook app on the iPhone. I'm not a fan of the app, and it's confusing as all hell.
Oh,
I've
that
accidentally archived stuff that I didn't mean to, deleted stuff I didn't mean to. It's not
It's a tab
intuitive
that
to me.
No.
I hate it.
They changed
I'm probably
it.
going to go back to the straight default Apple app just because I found it to be better.
Because you're used to it too. I know.
And I'm used
your
to it
original
too.
Hotmail. If you go to the website for Hotmail, you can still see the original format for Hotmail. But when you use the Outlook app on the laptop or the phone, it's that weird connection. Like an email thread will be slammed together in one thread and it follows each other. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I don't want to see all the emails in the same thread. I want to see each one separate. So I know exactly which one was when it's sent and when I received it and I replied to it or whatever. But slamming it all together, even on the phone, I'll try and reply to an email and it sticks me into this little bubble at the bottom. I'm like, is that the top, the bottom? Where's my draft? They're like, oh, I got to go all the way to the bottom of the list to find it. I'm like, garbage. I don't like it. I don't know. Just the more they try and streamline things, the more they complicate it. And I'm like, I don't know if it's our Gen X brains that are just like, yeah, that's not for me. I'm used to the old stuff. Just, make it concise, clear. Like you said, you accidentally archive something because they put the damn tab there to archive it. And I'm like, get that out of there. It's like,
I've never wanted to archive anything. I just want to read it and just don't delete it. Leave it alone.
Facebook is doing that where you can archive a message. Yeah. And I'm like, so what's the point of that? Just leave it in there. Group it. Do whatever. Like, I don't know. I'm sure weirdly.
Emails are highly compressible. There's no issue.
Yeah,
they compress to almost nothing.
I still laugh
when you add a lot of pictures, and that's a different thing altogether. But the text is so compressible; it's not even an issue.
Because an email is basically nothing unless you have pictures and stuff like that in it, right? Yeah. But get this. So I'm going to tell you, I have in my inbox unread. So when you get the junk emails and you just leave them in your inbox.
Yeah.
34,472 emails that are still pending to be read. You know what they are? It's those stupid Banana Republic, Gap, all those subscribed ones. How many do you have there?
278. That's it.
I could easily
in the Outlook app, the Apple app has almost nothing because right now it's only the .me email account, which is Apple. But I'm probably going to go back and turn them back on.
I literally, Rick, I bet you I have emails in my email account from 2000 and change when I started on eBay and when PayPal was its own company way back in the day before they got bought out. But I guarantee you I could probably go back 20 years in my emails. I could sit here and just kind of flick through it. I wonder if how far.
Yeah, my main email account was even before it was Hotmail. I think it was 411 Mail and whatever.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, wow.
Yeah, Microsoft bought them out. Yeah.
Because I got my Hotmail account in 1996 when I hit university. And so everybody started like, oh, time to get your emails. Like that was the year. Well, for us anyway. And so we got our school email. We got our Hotmail account. Everybody had a Hotmail. I know these are the time when the girls were doing cutie69 at hotmail.com and the stupid shit that they can't use anymore.
No.
So they all got Gmail accounts now. Like, it's just funny. I laugh at that. I love my Hotmail account. I'll never lose it. I picked a good one. I used my same script from my school one. And I had a U Waterloo.
So I got one for my name. I got one for my online, all bricks. I got one for my Xbox days. I got one for my alternative Xbox days. And then I have ones I created, like one for we had Magic Jack. So voicemails that would work through their emails, which by the way used to be an amazing thing.
Oh,
Magic Jack as a phone was horrible, but as a voice mailbox thing where I could see someone call through my email and get a recorded message and listen to it anywhere through the email. I love that. It was amazing. We didn't even have a phone on it for 5 years. We took the phone off.
Oh, wow.
Magic Jack dongle, and you would plug your phone line into it, and then that into a computer. That dongle would kill your computer. to me, it was practically spyware. It's horrible. But as a service, it was amazing. And for 5 years, we would pay the renewal and just only listen to it through emails. And every time my wife or me wanted to use a somewhat sketchy thing and we wanted to give something out, like our phone number, we'd give the Magic Jack out because we had no telephone on it. So we never heard a phone ring, but we could see, oh, this person called, here's the message. And it was amazing. We gave it up a bunch of years ago 2 years ago when they've always been sketchy. The company has always been sketchy.
Yeah.
Guy who owned it was sketchy. The service has been sketchy, and they did something weird. And it's like, I know I paid for 2 years, and it was like 1 year, and then I don't know why. Yeah, something weird happened. And by the way, non-existent customer service, the worst customer service.
Yeah, can imagine. Even some of these like secondary, tertiary services for internet, people bitch about them all the time. And it's like they suck.
I tell you what was amazing about Magic Jack. You go at the time, and I told people this for 10 years. You buy 2 of them, right? You set them both up. And then let's say you've got family in Africa.
Okay.
You put one in an envelope. After you've set it up, you send it to them. They plug it in their computer. Now you're talking for free.
Oh, wow. So that was the beginning of internet calling.
That was the beauty of the Magic Jack, too, because once you had it set up, you send it anywhere, and it's a local call. Even if you didn't, because you could get their long distance garbage, you didn't need to. If you know you're going to mom and dad back in a home country somewhere, set it up local, pitch it in the mail. They get it.
Like Rick, anybody who has a landline right now, if they're paying long distance charges, it's ridiculous because most people have internet in their house already, and you just do the online. You set up an online account. Like,
yeah, it is so worth, even if it's a struggle, set up mom and dad, teach them how to do something. And
like there's no point in paying long distance anywhere, especially when you can just, call. Video calling now is so easy. And even if you have a choppy kind of, you can still talk through the.
I think that's one reason why the services themselves are so expensive, because they can't make money the way they used to.
Well, look at the streaming service, right? Like everybody's now streaming because they know they were not going to be. Somebody was just saying, I was watching a video on DVD sales are gone, right? That's not.
There's no money in DVD sales.
So I think it was a Matt Damon. He was speaking how DVDs sales after a movie was made was where they usually would get their bread and butter from to pay for the movie to be made. Now he was explaining, he's like, okay, a movie, usually would be about 25 million to make, but then you have 25 million in publicity and advertising costs. So you got to make at least 50 grand to pay for the movie. And then anything after that would be, your cat's meow. But he's like, now they have zero sales. So where's this money coming from to flip the bill? You know, like, that's why you look at Google now sells the movie for $24.99 for you to watch. I think it was Black Adam. I just saw. It was like, oh, new. And then that's not free.
Amazon has it. Yeah.
$24.99.
$29 to buy it, $24 to rent it.
I'm like, get out of here.
And all I got to do is wait 2 months, and that number's coming way down.
Oh yeah, because they come down to $4.99, right? This is like, but even then, a DVD back in the day used.
I'll pay $7, either on Rogers or Amazon.
Now
I'll pay $7 to watch. I'm not paying $30 to watch that movie.
I still think though it's kind of good that I'm sure there's people out there who have the Blu-ray discs and all those specials and the extra features and all that stuff. Now you could always download that stuff, but nothing like having a good hard copy for when the world goes to shit, and you can still play your Blu-rays on your Blu-ray player. If you even have
we had the internet outage in the summer.
Oh yeah, that's right. That thing. That was a whole day. That was terrible.
That fell on two of my. I think it fell on 2 of my off days.
Yeah. What'd you do?
My whole life gone. I can't
stream.
Like
phone screwed. You can't do your TV. What the hell? Radio.
Like I couldn't watch YouTube or nothing.
Yeah.
I almost thought about going under the TV and pulling out the DVDs, and maybe it's time to fire up the Xbox and watch DVD on it.
There you go. Oh, and that's funny. That's the exact reason why I got a PS3 back in the day when they came out. I'm like, you can get a Blu-ray player and a gaming system? Let's go.
Are you kidding me? Look at this scumbag here. Adult. Really? There's no one watching us right now, and they got a spam our
stream. They spammed it? Yeah.
It's like,
is that the one where they some like sex thing, something?
Yeah. Oh, you're not seeing it, eh?
No, I'm not looking at the. I'm looking at the stream.
And then and here's the thing.
Hold on, let me go to the YouTube version of it and see. Oh, that's delayed, eh? Look at that.
Yeah, let's see here.
So how do they get your thing spammed? How do they get on there?
Well, it's a bot.
It's a
That's
bot,
all.
but how do they
It's a
find you?
bot. Oh, just it. Oh, hey, if you go on YouTube on your TV, you
Yeah.
can just watch live streams and
Oh, I see. Okay.
look at.
Just
And
random shit.
it's not even that complicated. There's just literally anything that's got an open comment section. Paste, 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 paste.
All right, let me mute the YouTube and let me see what your so you have
And have a look at the
I didn't
chat.
see
It looks like either one of my moderators nailed it or YouTube nailed it.
I think YouTube nailed it because I don't see anything here.
Because I don't see anything in the YouTube chat.
The last comment on here is Ottawa first I meant.
Yeah, and that's still what I'm seeing now. So I got a feeling that I think YouTube cleaned it up.
Probably, yeah. That was pretty quick then.
Yeah. Because I see the aggregated chat on YouTube. This horrible sounding name says new adult dating chat free.
Yeah.
And there's probably more info to it. And it's like,
instant spam. Oh, wait a minute. I could probably see it here on the comment. Oh, there it is. I can see it on the comments.
there you go.
New adult dating chat.
But when I look through straight YouTube, I don't see it.
Yeah, that's not, but it's in your StreamYard. So it's getting, your StreamYard's getting spammed, not YouTube.
Well, it's getting filtered. But I see it. Like I see all input.
Okay,
No
gotcha.
matter.
But they're not showing it. Yeah. So how do you
remember me and I go out to StreamYard? It's like,
yeah. Interesting. All right, Rick. Well, let's call it a night. And you got work tomorrow or no work tomorrow?
No. Dude, I don't go back to Monday.
Oh, okay, good. Tomorrow I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to take advantage of the weather. Actually, tomorrow's not too bad. Saturday is going to be like 10 degrees. I'm going
to build twice tomorrow. I figure.
Yeah,
I don't know when, but I'm going to have the place to myself tomorrow night.
Are you?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gone. I think
you're going to build the little guys, right? I wonder
what I
build
32 little guys.
Ooh, what should I build that I got new that you don't have?
That I don't have. That could be tough. No, actually, you got all that unique.
I got the unique stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have like we could build some no-name dollar store thing my kid got for their birthdays?
That reminds me. That one I did get the dollar stuff. Was it the Max Steel or whatever that block?
Yeah.
I got at least one of those.
Where's that hiding? Yeah.
Yeah, it's in a horrible little corner, but I know where it is.
My kid's got the stunts theme for Lego. He wants.
That's going to be a theme week or theme month where I will build the worst, not stunts, but I will build the Dollarama brick sets, the G.I. Joe, the Power Rangers. I will build all of the.
You are going to hate those bricks.
Those junk brick sets.
That's going to be
just to get them out.
You're not even going to want to keep those open, are you? Like, you're going to want to build it and get rid of them.
If I really, really hate it, I'll build it and I'll put it in Ziploc and bin it right away. It won't even go on my shelf.
Yeah, though they're small. I'm just trying to think.
Like when I bought the Power Rangers, right? It was $4 each or $3 each, whatever it is.
Okay.
So I buy them as a joke almost.
Yeah, of course. Now, when are you going to do the big builds, like Snake Mountain?
Oh, dude, that's still going to be a while.
Or Grayskull, or
as a whole, because that'll be a whole He-Man thing. But right now it's cars.
Oh, you're going to do the He-Man.
First is cars. We're going to finish all the cars I get.
Because you still have to do the Dragon Brick Blocks one. No, what's the brand that?
So I got 5 slew bands. I've got 3 Dragon Blocks. I've got a dozen Speed Champs.
Oh, okay.
I've got.
I want to do the SR
DeLorean. I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And by the way, all the mega cars.
Yeah.
Right? And more coming.
Well, don't forget December 12th or 15th. They're supposed to be coming to you.
I hope it'd be nice to get those 2 I pre-ordered. And what's the other one that I don't? Oh no, I have it. Right?
Which one?
The green one? Was that the third one?
That's the one that just came out before the
green one. Okay, so it's the green one plus.
You got the little guy version of it. You found on the shelf.
And I got the little one too.
Yeah, so you've got the matching one.
Yeah, I was happy to get that.
I think I have that one somewhere.
And I'll probably cheat and use that as excuse to build Prime because Prime's a truck. You know?
You got the Lego version of that one, the Lego set.
Prime. Yeah.
That was that one apparently looks good. doesn't do anything.
It's an awesome looking build.
Yeah. I'm just trying to
I
think.
know
of
some
what-
people say, "Oh, he's finicky to transform." I go, "Yeah, it's Lego." I mean, I built a
glued
Lego
together.
transformer back in the day too, and you had to be delicate with it. And
I'm trying to think of what I have that I could do. Yeah, I might just do that bird, the SR-71 bird. I still have that eagle to finish the Sluban. You know the
wait, you bought the Dragon Blocks Blackbird?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, I didn't show you. That's something
You might have, but
it's
and
on
I
sale
remember-
again. The Dragon Blocks are on sale again this week at Toys R Us. I don't know if you saw that or not when you were in there.
I didn't. Okay, so the one location, the one I was at today, that one had very little Dragon Blocks,
Yeah,
which was surprising.
because here I'll
It's
show
funny.
you.
You know what they had though beside it? The
Yeah.
Wise blocks. Like
Oh yeah, that's the new brand that they're carrying, isn't it? Like it's
well,
not
Wise / Wang is all the same.
all the same.
They're the same guys, and the brick quality is the same. So it's just a matter of what age of blocks and sets.
I'll finish this guy then. Probably. It's like supposed to be the what's it called here? What brand is this? I don't know if you recognize it.
Yeah, but I've
The
seen it
Playdate?
under a dozen.
Playdate or it was the
Playdays.
Walmart brand,
Okay,
right?
well, if it's Playdate, then it's Sluban.
Yeah, it's got to be Sluban for
Does
sure.
it say M38 anywhere?
Yeah. M38. Yeah.
There you go. That's the thing. Even when they brand for other stuff, if you look and you see M38, it's Sluban.
Because I thought it was kind of cool that you could do the switch ring.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Right? Like you could do the 40, but it's so not the level of mega like
Well, it's not model quality. It's
it is
not-
so like I've got
But what do you
all
think
these-
of the bricks, though? What do you think?
they're glossy, right? Like they're the
Well, nothing wrong with glossy, but is it like do
But,
they
like-
stud well? Do they?
yeah. Everything clutches well. Like it's all there, right? Even the little edge pieces, like everything's good. The here I can show you right here. These these pieces that do the 2x1
Yeah.
you can open and close that you do for like anything like that. They're tight, like they're smooth. So overall, like it's like any generic brick thing. And then the kind of canopy is kind of weak. It's just instead of actually opening, it's just a shell. There's no hinge whatsoever. Then the inside is that it's got the little stick, the little Lego stick. Let me see if I can get it over here. There you go.
That's
Right
not
there.
a bad looking set.
Yeah, it's all right. It's for a kid. They can just fly around with it, right?
Well, I tell you, 8-year-old me would have died if I got a Lego set that looked
No
like
shit,
that.
right? Like, yeah, Dad, help me build it. And I'm gonna go fly this thing around upside down everywhere I can go. So I think it still has, yeah, it has wheels and bombs. I didn't finish it. It has all the stuff that goes under. So let me see, and then it has stickers too. But the finished product is this, right?
Yeah, that's nice.
It's decent. You get some skulls for the.
I was going to say you need skulls for the black wings. but
Why not?
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
If I could find one, the internet's always good for that kind of stuff. The figures are obviously that style. The
Oh yeah, or the kitty,
Whatever, right?
the kitty
Yeah.
version. But they're not horrible figures. They're just different.
Yeah, everything's in that boat. So for these things, I was just like, let me see what this is. I think it was like $10 or no, $15 or $20 for the set.
Oh,
I
that's
was
not
like,
bad.
It's not bad at all. Like you just gotta have some fun with it. Now I sit there and I look at my Black Hawk from Mega Bloks or the Strike, the Harrier, and I'm sitting there like nothing compares to those model quality. Like thing is, I wish
that Harrier when I built that, like so many people who might have been on the fence about
They
Mega at all,
jumped
they-
on it.
they had some respect after that. Like,
Oh, yeah. Even
this
the other
isn't
ones.
the trash bricks that are intermixed with my Lego bulk, and that's the
They're
problem.
talking, and they're
Their
talking about
experience from a
2000.
lot of Mega is that it's this trash mixed in
Yeah.
with Lego. But then you had my experiences where I did build,
the good stuff.
2005 to 2014 Mega, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
The experience was not good. And then to buy the current stuff 2015 on, and it's like, oh,
Night
it's
and
so
day.
good.
Yeah.
So much
But then
better, and only
that
getting
make you
better.
appreciate it. You appreciated the new stuff. You're just like,
Oh yeah.
wow.
Well,
They've
because I
turned
had
it
to
up.
go. Remember, I went backwards. I started with 2015-ish sets, 2 different
Yeah.
Warthogs,
Yeah.
after having gotten rid of all kinds of trashy mega parts and sets, and I
Yeah,
made
yeah.
a little bit of money on some of it. But having gone back and then collected all the warthogs I wanted that were older and having some good
But then you
experiences,
got to
some not
see,
good.
wasn't it cool to see the progression of the
Oh
quality
yeah, yeah,
and the designs too? That's the kicker. So people don't realize is like they started with cool thoughts back then, but as they progressed, as the technology and the material because obviously the designers, they only can work with what they are given.
yeah, yeah.
So they made it progressively good. And then so for example, I forget what year the King Arthur line came in. I'm devastated that this son of a bitch can't stay together half the time. You touch it and it's like boom. It's like, damn it. It's like, so like I told you, some of the parts not even formed fully. Some of
Yeah.
the corners are missing because the plastic didn't get into the mold all the way in. I know it adds to the character of the set, but I can still tell you that still kicks Lego's ass like crazy because of the idea and the design behind it. However, these bastards who do these medieval villages and mountains, and I'm like, you can't put effort down on any level. It looks so damn good. Like
Oh
there's
yeah.
one guy I was watching on YouTube where he built an entire mountaintop village and everything underneath, inside. Every single room was openable from the outside, or he'd slide a wall out of the way, and he had dungeons and in royal rooms and the stables and all this stuff. I'm like, wow, the effort these guys put into this stuff is insane.
Yeah.
These dioramas, right? So even those guys who do the World War II setups and all that stuff, I was like, wow, like you're doing awesome. That's just a different thing. Everybody has their own. I would never knock Lego for what it is. It's a niche market that just capitalized on it, and it looks kick-ass 45, 50 years later for what it is. For me, getting into I think it was the Sherman tank, the battle tank was the first one that I got into it because it scaled well with Transformers. And I'm just like, this is kick-ass. And like these figures scale with the Masterpiece Transformers, not the old G1 stuff, the newer style. And I'm like, wow, this is kick-ass. So then I went down the rabbit hole. Then I started seeing the Airstrike, the Blackhawk, the tanks, and I'm like, damn. Then the minifigures were like, damn. And then all the themes, Terminator. What was the other big ones? Turtles. What are they? So Terminator, Turtles, all the heroes. Call of Duty was the biggest theme of all, right? Just you're like, I didn't even play the game, and I'm like, this is kick ass. And then, but going back to that, they could have made an Osprey. It was in the game as one of the main vehicles that they would transport. I think it's in which one was it? Number 2, maybe, or I forget which one it is. But anyway, it was a prominent vehicle name because the hovercraft came from that game. The hovercraft, if they could have designed an Osprey, we would have been loving life. But some people have tried. What they've taken is the windmill propellers from some of the zombie sets, and taken a 1 or 2 Blackhawks and modified the body. And the front is the same. The Blackhawk nose front matches the Osprey nose front. And I'm like, oh. So there's 3 customs that you can make from the Blackhawks.
Well, the Blackhawk, was it Boeing that made that? I just wonder if there was like a similar design thought process with how close those.
But they didn't license. They didn't license that.
They didn't license any of it. No,
they didn't license any of it. I guess it was just not close enough. At the end of the day, they could have they can make it because people have done it. So they've made the Osprey, the Chinook helicopter with the dual rotors, and the old school one that was like very popular. It was only like, it's like half the size. It's a smaller version. I forget the name of it.
We gotta get Jason on one day and get him to talk about the military stuff. Because here's the thing: for all of his Lego building and stuff, I don't think he's touched the Call of Duty stuff much, which is kind of funny, considering his love of all things military. And maybe it's because they're not.
Maybe he just never got into it. Yeah. The Lego,
but you see the stuff he posts, and I love it. Like I'd
have to see it. I'd have to see it.
He's very creative.
Maybe, you know what? Once in a while, throw a showcase show on. Get somebody in and show their stuff. It'd be awesome.
I gotta get him, and I gotta get Shy Time to come on because they're both such big military guys.
Yeah. Well, the one guy you had that on showed us all his helmets. That was really cool to kind of go through people's.
Oh my god! Well, that was Ty, wasn't it?
Ty, that's it. Yeah. That was so cool to see other people's.
Was crazy. I didn't realize some of those were made.
That was crazy. Yeah.
I know
That-
Ryan was salivating because Ryan's got like one, and that was a big deal.
but he had like a damn wall of them. It was like,
He's got like 22 of them.
yeah, people got a passion for stuff. Why not? And the thing is, though, too, is like I totally am a supporter of this kind of hobby because you actually have something substantial in your hand, whereas other people
Yeah.
waste money on like frivolous stuff that has no value, that has no like. You could pass on your stuff to somebody and they're going to enjoy the shit out of it. Whereas, you know, once you buy something that's a throwaway or waste your money on something that's not substantial, you think, well, that wasn't worth it, right?
You know, whenever me and wifey need to give away a toy, you know, of course, this is Toyland, so it's like, okay, you can give that away. Usually, it's something within a year. It's something I can replace. But
Yeah.
I love the idea. And I said, "How old's the kid?" And she tells me, and I said, "Okay, give him this." Like, you know, I bought the Tiger 3 times now because we keep giving that away because I think it's an awesome
Which
looking
one?
build. The
Which
Lego
one?
Tiger.
The Lego. Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah, they want the asshole on it.
The
But it's
cat's
like,
meow.
because you can still buy it, and it's such a cool looking build. And I figured if they'll build it or not build it, but they're gonna have Lego bricks, and they'll have
Yep.
that experience of maybe they'll build a toy gun or a boat or whatever. I still think no matter what people think of the bricks or how expensive things are, it's still the best damn toy out there because it's whatever you want it to be.
Exactly, and you can modify.
It's still.
and tweak
I
it.
hate when they tie it to the technology, VR and other stupid gimmicks.
Yes.
Just let them build. Don't even give them the instructions. Half
Yeah.
the stuff I built as a kid, you did it. You had the instructions to build the one thing, then they show you the alternatives. on
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
box,
You
And
half the time you didn't
you
even
had
make
no
it
instructions
one.
for that, so you had to figure out how to do it. And
Yeah,
we
yeah.
made half that stuff, and it's like
Yeah.
all out of the head. Best
I
toy
still
on the
re-
planet.
I still remember as a kid, Lego was wheels and how big you could make the structure and how many wheels you could throw on the bottom.
Oh yeah,
So it's just like, okay, how big can I make this Lego, whatever the hell I'm going to
and
make?
then have it still roll.
And then roll. It's the best. I have a picture I have to show you. My son, I gave him the Mega Blocks, which is like the Duplo scale.
Okay.
And he built something that was so cool and just made it his own thing. And I'm like, there it is. That's why we do this. Just let him create it. And I have to find that picture and show you at some time. What's this here? Hobby Hooligans back. Hey guys, your Google speed test link test.net. What's he saying here? Weigh your. I don't know what he means by that.
Oh, post. Wait. So, hobby. What are you asking for? Because you already got speedtest.net, which is what we were using. So I'm not too sure what he's asking. And you should just come on. You've got a microphone that works. And he knows where the links are. Actually, we were trying to get off. I did want to ask you one thing, though.
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going to do new bricks tomorrow or Saturday. I don't have a lot, but it could be a short. I could just do the one thing I got and whatever. But
Well, do new bricks / build night because you're gonna build those little guys anyway.
Well, because I theme it and I frame it up and thumbnail it a certain way.
Oh, because you post it later as a new bricks, right? You put that.
Well, yeah,
up.
New Bricks is a show.
It's just short. If you only have one or two things to put,
and I find I get a different amount of viewers, and I get.
I'm trying to think.
And on the different streaming services, New Bricks actually does okay for me.
Did you do
stream?
Did you do New Bricks Halo ship? Yeah, you put that out there because you picked that up that day when you got the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, they had that sign, and the manager at My Toys R Us was like, that says Mega Blocks. That one only says Mega. So I don't think so. And denied the 25% off. I'm like, I'm like, you old crusty mother. I'm like, and it should have really gone through because the
some
sign
stores are cooler than others, you know.
Yeah. Anybody should have price matched that. It's like, oh, you know what, sir? The sign is right here. It says Mega because it was Hot Wheels and Bart.
I'm not. See, my wife would be the one. I'm not one to push
it. Yeah, I wasn't.
I'm not.
Like,
I hate.
I was hinting at the lady. I was like, you know what? It does say Mega. It's the same brand. It was in the wrong location, and you should honor that sign. Oh no, it should be over here with the kids Mega Blocks stuff because it's still called Mega Blocks. And I'm like, you suck.
It's like now with Walmart. Like we won't price match against ourselves. So if the website has it in the store,
I heard that. I tried that. And they said no.
Yeah,
I
we
know.
stopped that shit.
So your own damn website. And like, oh, I'm like, why are you making me order this off the website?
Mostly because we actually run it as a separate business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which totally makes sense. It's just like,
which is kind of funny, but yeah.
but there's no price matching anymore, period. Anyway, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be gone. It's such. Well, it's a time suck too. Have you ever been behind in a
Yes.
line with someone
Yes.
who's
Oh, yes.
couponing
Well,
and doing
here's
all
the
that
thing.
shit?
I don't know what your Walmarts are like right now, but mine are down to 2 checkouts and the rest are all self-serve.
Oh, that's horrible. I can only imagine what tomorrow's gonna be like.
Okay, so I'll tell you right now, Woodstock, and you've been to that one. Apparently, that store puts in like 92 million sales a year. Like they were touting. I was talking to a manager one time when Call of Duty Heroes was still in store, and I was like, "Can I get these? You guys never have them in stock. Every time they come in, they just disappear. Like, can you just order like 5, push it through, and I'll buy them all off of you, so that at least I can get some." And he's like, "Yeah, I'll try it." And then we spoke up about how things are and how their store does lots of stuff, but now they can't even do that kind of thing. But that particular store is a center hub of all those store, like the little regions around there, the little towns. They have 2 checkouts and all the rest are self-serve. And somebody said, it's like, well, looks like we're gonna have to work for Walmart today. I'm like, oh, people are getting mouthy. I'm like, I had one item in my hand. I'm like, this is why I'm in the self-serve, because it's fast. They're coming with their carts full. I'm like, you suck.
Oh, well, my wife does the food shopping at Walmart.
Yeah.
2 shopping carts, dude.
Holy shit.
Self-checkout.
Oh my gosh. And then you're at the big ones, at the long self-checkout with the and I'm like, oh, why am I stuck here? I'm like, I just want to buy this and leave. Where's my express line like the grocery stores used to have?
And it's not like my wife will say, you can go first.
No. Nobody offers that anymore. I literally sat there at Superstore the other day with it was my kid's birthday cake. This was October. And I'm like, I have one thing to buy. The people in front of me, full cart. Person behind me, full cart.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, and I saw somebody at the other line look at me and they just they acknowledged. They're like, yeah, you just have one thing. It's really too bad nobody's letting you through. Because it'd be tap gone. They're like, oh.
Well, my wife is fast. Like, you know what? She missed her call and she could have been a cashier.
I would not pay the bills. But you know what's funny? When I go to Costco, those self-serve checkouts that they have about 6 of them at the end there. If I go with a cart full, I'm just like, bam, 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 bam.
To show you, I didn't even know they have that at Costco.
They got the self-serve now. Yeah. They did the trial run on the side. But it's the same thing you said. People are slow. They're like just don't know what they're doing. And I'm just like, oh, okay. I'll just wait for the one that goes.
My daughter messes up, when she's doing self-checkout. Oh my God. Actually, that annoys me. And my wife's done it too. It's like, how'd you mess that up?
You know what's funny? It's like if something messes up in self-checkout and something didn't get scanned, I have absolutely no qualms in walking right through and gone. Like, oh shit, I forgot to scan that. Not my problem. Your machine didn't catch it. It went through. Screw it. I'm like, enough of that. But if they overcharge though, how do you prove that you had the item? So it's just like, I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of a hit or miss with that kind of stuff. I know Walmart sits there and watches you on their tablet. They're like, oh, he's doing this and this and this and this.
Okay, the group chat. He's okay. So let's see what he's posted in the group chat here.
Where's the group chat? I
have it open.
Oh, on the screen, on the group chat. Okay, here we go. I don't see anything here.
I don't see anything either.
Hold on, what's it? Where's the?
Oh, I see it. Typing. Oh, there we go.
Oh, now you just put it in. So what did he get here? Oops. So he got upload 1.66, download 12. What the hell?
What are you doing, dude?
Are you Flintstones?
Okay, turn off Pornhub. Turn off all 20 streams of it.
Close. How about restart that computer once in a
while? Categories of Pornhub are running right now.
It's like when has he restarted this? How can Napanee not have fast bell internet service? That's not good.
Even if the math was wrong and you had to multiply it by
$30 a month, what? Damn.
You know what? Hang on a second. Hobby.
That's
Um,
hilarious.
Here's a question I have for him. The computer you're running this on. This is a computer, not your cell phone, right? Is this a computer that's only got 10 100 network card and not a
Does it say that?
10 100 1000 gigabit card? Because this looks like you're not gigabit speed on your network card.
Like 1 megabyte. Like that's terrible.
Yeah. Like if this was showing up on my Netflix, that's like Rogers being down.
Like let me go.
You
Let
know
me
what I
go
mean?
get my.
Like
I think my typewriter would be faster than this. Good God, dude! Like
That's
that is
right.
making us laugh. Like
I mean, can you watch Netflix?
Windows 10 on a GTX. Something's wrong.
Okay, so that computer. Okay, so the computer's
Computer's up
capable,
to
but
date, right? Something's eating
I
up his.
would either
Something's up.
something's eating it up, or the network card is broken
Hey,
and shot.
Do Control Alt Delete and look at your CPU. Like something's not right. Like see what's eating up all your. Well, that has nothing to do with the computer. That's your communications
Yeah.
downloaded.
That's why I think he's. That's why I think like. So that's the thing. That laptop used to have 10 100 1000 gigabit Ethernet.
Okay, yeah.
And I used to get 150, 180, okay, on the same service I have right now. And then I'm not sure at what point during the last couple of months where and the port was dying. And I actually lost in Windows, you could see 10 100. Where's the 1000? It's not even showing up.
What is he writing here? He's Netflix. If you like Death Circle standby commercials, good God, that'd be terrible, especially now with that. Say,
oh, they get the version with commercials now.
The cheapy ones, like $5 or $6 a month. See, this is the problem. Why are people not just downloading shows because they don't know what they're doing anyway? I would never pay.
Well,
for a streaming service.
torrent. Okay, you're talking about torrents and stuff.
Yeah.
It's not as fun or as easy as it used to be because so many of the torrents are broken now. And so many studios. It's not that they're not out there. You can absolutely find anything you look for, but you spend more time looking now. For some people, the convenience of I'll spend $5, $10, $15 and not waste the time of downloading.
Dude, my torrents, I have a 95% success rate with all the torrents. Yeah. And I have one place I go to. It says, I think it's purely internet problem. They are jerks. I'm never getting over 3 megabytes and tell me there's no problem. Then send them the screenshot of your speed test. Because
you know what? Ask them, what speed are you supposed to be getting? Right? Like ask them, what am I paying for? Ask them what the speed is.
How much is he paying?
And then show them this.
Where's the price? 150, 140 a month? That wasn't right. Where did you have the price? You wrote it somewhere. What are you paying per month on your internet bill? And who's your provider?
I have no idea.
Where did he put this? Oh yeah, it was in the thing here. Hold on. $140 a month. That can't be right.
Something sounds.
How is Nappity that ass backwards? It is Bell, so who knows that? Like even their Bell Mobility would be more.
And okay, here's a question: is this plugged straight into the
router?
The router, like the cable, the modem.
Yeah.
Whatever the boxes that they give you, or is this plugged into your router? Because if it's plugged into your router, my router's dying too. Maybe your router is shot. But by the way, my speeds right now are through my dying router. Like even with my router dying, it's still kicking ass.
Yeah, because the router wouldn't be your bottleneck, right?
Oh no, your router absolutely can be a bottleneck, which is why I'm saying take the router off, plug straight into the router.
Yeah, go into the modem.
And see what your speed is there and see if
I had them send me a speed test. They replicated the same results and they say it looks fine. No joke. I feel like I'm being punked. Wow. Might as well call up Tesla and get your Starlink.
Where are you reading this, Dan?
YouTube. YouTube
really?
comments. Yeah.
Okay, so it's definitely you're seeing it faster than I am then. Okay.
Yeah, it's quicker than the other stuff. StreamYard takes a while. I put YouTube in on the background, mute it, and then I can read everybody's comments as
Yeah.
we go on. But StreamYard still shows it. It's at the bottom.
Yeah,
It's on
it
the
just
comment section on the side.
it's a little slower on the aggregate.
Wow, that would piss me off. If I was paying for a service and getting that kind of shitty results, that'd be like going to a
So I know
restaurant.
some things that you'll look at report the math wrong, and they report it as bit instead of bytes, or bytes instead of bits,
Yeah,
and
but
then
this
that
one
means times it by 8.
This is an Mbps.
It's capital M, so I mean
Yeah,
that's
capital M,
the
so it should be
same
more.
unit of measurement for us. So
Okay, so here's a question: when he downloads something, how fast is he actually getting it, or is it taking like 10 times longer?
that's
12.
a good question. I mean,
See, even if you multiplied that out to get to the next level,
for me, 12 megabit per second. So at 1.86, you really want 4 for uploading. Like if you're streaming like me with
yeah,
one feed, one camera, you would want 4 megabits per second.
each or total,
We'll just have one.
just that one.
It doesn't
So
necessarily need double that for 2, but you need just to have the one. You need to have like 4 to have a reliable upload. You download while it's not that it's not important, but your upload is definitely more important.
Hard-lined all around new router, just poopy service. If you ask me, they just won't give us full, or we are stuck in a triangle of death. Jeez, Napanee isn't. What's the closest thing to Napanee out there? They should have good service. That's a hub, like at least. Let's take a look here. Napanee.
Neighbors have the same internet, but they added the cable package and they have no issue. Oh, you think you're being throttled because you're only paying for one service and not the full package. That's what he's implying.
So is it neighbors have some internet, but they added the cable package and they have no issue? Well, it's through the cable. It means absolutely nothing. I only have cable internet modem. That's it. I have no cable service either. And you saw my results.
Yeah.
So absolutely makes no difference because that cable line can handle so much bandwidth.
Oh, I hate that. That does not mean there isn't a prick on the other end who checks a flag on his service and goes, fuck this
Could
guy.
be. But you can always up that up. You can keep that going up the chain of command too, right?
See, I was on TechSavvy for years because they were cheaper than Rogers. They were on the Rogers backbone. And I had faster service with them because Rogers was throttling, but TechSavvy wasn't. Until TechSavvy jacked up prices and it was pretty much comparable. And then I noticed my speeds were coming down. And it's like, okay, so you guys aren't giving me a deal anymore. I'm on old hardware with you guys. I know I could be faster. I want faster. And then they tried to upsell me. It's like, no, forget it. I'll go back to Rogers. And it was instantly faster.
So, Hobby, are you east or west of Belleville? Is that Napanee area there?
He's got to be close to that.
Right? Why the hell would they not have internet along the 401? So Rick nailed it, but no way to prove, just a guess on more. So what did you say it was?
Hey, it could be a dick on the other side who has looked at his account and go, click. I mean, there's so many ways to
throttle you like that?
There's so many ways to route someone's connection through horrible servers.
Really, eh?
Sure.
They can use all that?
Fuck yeah. Sure. Hey, they could run him through a test node, and that test node could be piss poor.
Yeah.
And he'll never know.
Can't you track your internet through your?
Well, what he could do is start running ping tests and just seeing, connect to Microsoft, ping Microsoft.com through a command prompt, ping YouTube.com, ping all these things, and just see how it compares. And you can go online and look up average pings and just see, because that'll give you an idea of what your connection is like. Oh, dude. Okay, here's something you can try. Let me look this up in a sec.
So it makes sense. It wouldn't make sense that Eastern
DNS servers. So fast DNS server,
yeah.
servers. Okay, so there are you got your default ones that your phone or cable company, whatever, tell you to use, right? Windows in your device, such as Auto Connect through them. But you could use Google's DNS servers. You can use other DNS servers. Plugging in the numbers like 1111 or 888.
Yeah, the 111 is the typical one. Yeah.
There's all kinds of them. All you got to do is go to Google and search for fast DNS servers. Most of these are free, and start plugging in the numbers and just seeing. And by the way, you'll have to reboot your computer after you do each one of these, and see if any of these provide you with any better service. Maybe you're getting a bad DNS server.
Watch it be some like weird connection on his computer.
Because
I
had an appreciable increase, at least noticeable increase, just by using faster DNS. Which one is it? What am I using?
Where can you look that?
I haven't monkeyed on this computer, but on the laptop, I think I was using Google's DNS, and then I switched off of it.
Where do you change the DNS server in your?
That through your networking, and then you'll have to look at like properties settings on the particular network card.
That's where I'm at. I'm gonna check this out because I remember all this stuff. So properties, okay, and there IP addresses, IP4, IP6, DNS, suffix, search list, HT home, blah blah blah, automatic.
For me, your audio is a little garbled, but it's probably just the internet.
For me?
Yeah, just a little. Not horrible.
What am I doing here? I'm not doing anything big on the internet. We're talking about them, and they're starting to screw with our internet now.
Nice and clear. Yeah, this is it. Oh, we don't want them getting out that information.
Hey, did you notice in Andor when they were talking in the car about the gambling? Did you hear the driver? He was listening in on them.
Oh yeah.
And then he was in there ratting them out in the office, and they're like, "Oh, so the gambling would explain the funky banking practices."
Yeah,
they nailed
how
it.
She's
they were getting
money.
Yeah, so I just caught that at the end. I was like, "Oh wait, she knew he was listening. They set him up to pass on that bad information. Now they're clear with the bad banking, right? Like the because they're tracking. All the monies, right?
It covers. Yeah. Which
the excuse for all that
stuff.
Into
at first either, but it's like, okay, yeah, that kind of, they won't look any further.
Well, when you saw the guy ratting them out, right, in the office, he's like, "Oh, the driver is on it," and they knew.
Well, I knew the driver. So I knew the driver was listening, and I knew, okay, that's going to be bad. But the fact that this kind of gets him out of jail in the sense, like, they won't look any further than, oh, her husband's got a gambling problem.
Yeah. But it's funny that it started already a couple shows back where they got the new driver and they're like, we can't even trust the driver because he could be listening. So they played it up. Yeah. They set it up. So that's good. At least we know that her origin story, because she lives on, right? Because Cassian is going to die in Rogue One. Yeah. So that kind of sucks that, at least you get to see what he's going to do until that time. But the Death Star, that'll be interesting to see when that's going to be complete in the next couple of seasons.
Yeah, she's the only surviving character of all this nonsense.
On Mothma? Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because we don't know if that guy, apparently there's a picture.
Well, she awards the medals.
That's right. To
Luke and
because she was always in the control center throughout the whole movie, right? What's it say, y'all? Because I wouldn't buy the damn cable package. So he's thinking he's got retaliation.
Dude, it could easily be. It really could.
Buy it for 1 month and then disconnect it after the fact. See what they do. Because you can cancel it at any time.
I remember when Rogers first started to offer that service where you could have the cable internet and not have the rest of their packages. And they would say, well, we're going to charge $5 more for connection fee or some
the non-bundled bullshit. Yeah.
But everyone I knew who did that, and I was not one of them, but everyone knew who did do that, found their service was degraded.
Really? Interesting. So it's very much a reality.
But that was their opinion. But they would run tests on it, and they said, yeah, I can see it.
Well, the craziest thing, Rick, this is nuts because they do it. If you got cable internet, then you have cable package TV. You get all that stuff with the channels. You can pick and choose whatever. If you want home phone, they can offer you a $10 home phone line.
Yeah,
with their package if you get all three. That's how they want it.
But to me,
They
it's still trash because their home phone is still using their internet service. When the
yes,
internet service goes down, it all goes down. I would
exactly.
still prefer a copper-based
Yes, powered,
phone
right?
line, powered phone line.
Self-powered, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the phone was good. Yeah, while the cell phones were all down, the home phone was working, which
Yep.
is a crazy thing, right? It's just,
Well,
so
my mom has everything on the Rogers, right? So when the one goes
she
down,
was down. Yeah.
it's all gone.
It was crazy that there was the internet. Sorry, it was the internet and cell phone.
Her cable, and her home line all goes bye bye.
I always wondered what the actual stats were for that day of how many people tried to call 911 or tried to get out, to emergencies, and they were screwed. They couldn't call
Well, the
for.
best part was it didn't just affect Rogers because everyone maxed out everyone else's services too.
Yep, that's right. Because everybody started jumping on all the other ones.
And the other services couldn't handle the extra load. The government says, "Oh, we want you guys to piggyback off each other when one of you goes down."
Good luck.
Nice. Never agree to it properly, and even then, the infrastructure is not there to do it properly without killing the other service.
I like to just know how they're going to separate 911 out on your cell phone. Like the only really way to do that would be a satellite phone connection. Like,
well, this is where guys like Musk is going to win. Musk wins. Maybe it'll take 10 years, but he
Rick,
wins.
don't forget the sun. All it needs to do is have a big fart, and it's going to take out all those satellites up there. Like, well, the last solar flare took out like what 20 or 40 of the satellites.
Sure.
So it doesn't take much.
But it gets cheaper and cheaper to send them up. Remember, it's got its own rocket service.
Oh, it's got its own rockets. Yeah. It's like self-serve delivery.
Yep.
Let's do skip the dishes, skip the satellites. Like, let's go.
You keep setting up your own redundancy, keep putting them up there.
Well, all he has to do is make an extra line in one of his Tesla factories to make satellite, right? Just keep farming them out because he will eventually. It's really cool to see that in the sky, though. All the satellites in a row, like a little string of pearls. And then he's giving internet to rural areas. So it's kind of interesting.
Oh, he literally could be the arbiter of digital freedom on the planet between, freeing Twitter, whatever you think that means. What he's done with technology with the cars, what he's doing with Starlink, what he wants to do with just transportation in general. Like, there's so many things he's doing.
Well, he is exposing the corruption of capitalism because the car stuff, like somebody could just come in and he made a car, and then
he moves so fast in every direction he moves in.
Yeah. The only thing that didn't work out yet was the tunneling machine that he made. Right.
Well, I don't think it's not that it's not working out.
It just doesn't have a use. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
You got to have land rights. So you can I want to make a tunnel from here to there. Okay, that sounds great. Because guess what? You could build, high-speed transportation highways underground that won't have wind or rain issues.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
Yeah, and you could alleviate a lot of pollution and stuff. You could deal with a lot of problems.
Well, if you remember the electromagnetic.
Maglev trains and stuff.
They could just push you through that tunnel and off you go.
And you can keep the straight lines, whereas you can't make straight lines anywhere in North America. It just doesn't work.
But they can do it. There's so much. If the world actually purposely got together and combined the resources and combined everything, this whole planet would look like Star Trek one day. You know what I mean? Like everything would be taken care of, but it's just a waste. Everything, a grocery store waste. All the food that we're just, all this frozen food crap. Like the amount of food in these grocery stores that get thrown out every day is disturbing.
Right? I didn't know that there's an app now where you found food or something else.
Oh yeah. The dumpster divers, right?
Well, it's stuff on its last days, and you get super cheap deals from.
Oh, you're talking about the
grocery. I didn't know they even had this thing. I saw it on the news.
The what is it? Is that Shoppers? I think somebody always goes and checks. Like I know somebody personally who did this. They would go and check the dates, and if it's at nearing the end of the period, they usually would discount that food 50% just to get it out of there sold.
Yeah, because there's an app that'll say, "Hey, this store has this and that," and you go in there.
Who's tracking that? Who's tracking that though? Who's actually inputting that information?
The stores to get rid of it.
Are they?
No, that's the thing. They're in Ontario.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the one where they have pallets of stuff and they said, "Hey, come get it at a cheap discount price"?
Well, I don't know about pallets, but yeah, it's stuff.
Well, they would have it separate.
We got 40 pounds of beef, and we got 200 pounds of chicken that's on.
What's it called? Found food? Found what?
I don't know if it's found food or something else, but
Be smart.
It
That's
was
like,
on CTV News in the last 2 weeks, and I thought, oh, this is amazing for those that don't mind it. Like you can take meat that's on its last 2 days, freeze it, and you're good. And
yeah.
now you can't freeze it indefinitely. People are dumb like that,
Oh
but
no, you can't. A couple
you
months
know,
max, right?
yeah,
Freezer burn.
freezer burn will kill everything on you, make you
Unless you're
sick.
actually vacuum sealing and irradiating your food, and off
Well,
you
even
go.
the best vacuum sealing is only going to do so much. You've already exposed it to air too much.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, too funny. Rec, that was a great night. I'm gonna call it a night
Yeah,
because I'm
go bed.
tired. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be an interesting day. We'll see how this all rolls. All right. You said new bricks tomorrow, maybe, possibly.
Possibly.
You think something?
I got a box I could open. Might be
Yeah.
interesting to look inside.
Tanya, do a hybrid. Do your new bricks and then take a break and then come back and do your build.
Well, I can absolutely do that, but
Right? If you're home
yeah,
all day, just do
yeah.
a new bricks. I don't know if you want somebody around, but if you, what's this here?
Oh, dude,
Ryan's
you're
out.
right. We're now Black Friday, dude.
Black Friday night. It says
Yeah.
anyone check out lego.com.
By the way, I don't know, I am still giving real consideration to the Eiffel Tower. It's 5 feet freaking tall. But you know what? It's not
Oh,
because of
damn
the
it.
set. It's that
How much
gift
is
with
it again?
purchase.
600.
700.
Okay, go check. Go check. Let's see what these numbers are. Let's see what this says. Is it lego.ca or .com?
.com, but it'll come up with the Canadian site.
Oh, they scam you there.
So
right?
$7.99. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
But 10,000 pieces and the thing's 5 feet tall when built.
Like that would to me be an awesome diorama. Like it would be a kick-ass.
All right, so I've actually okay, and it ends in 2 days. So shop now. What is under Black Friday?
So Black Friday has little Christmas.
I love the fact. Look, so Lego's selling the
Tiny
advent calendar
Coyote.
for $41 when Toys R Us had it for 24. Although I couldn't find it at that.
Is it the Star Wars Advent Calendar? $41.99.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's
What do
their
you get?
sale price. 25 days, and you get 6 figures maybe, and the rest of them are tiny micro builds. It's like 200 plus pieces. It's not great.
The Optimus Prime is on here. It's saying hard to find.
Yeah, but it's not discounted at all.
Nope,
It's
not
full
discounted.
price.
Yeah. Oh, they have Cyber Monday sales too. There's Guardians of the Galaxy, Friends, Poodle. The Imperial Probe Droid is only like 20% off. The Mandalorian helmet is 76. That was at Costco for that price.
Jesus. Here, click on show all.
Dark Trooper helmet. Miles Morales, X-Men Mech Warrior. There's a cheapy Gargantos Showdown. Black Panther armor garbage.
Anything that's more than 20% off is stuff I wouldn't.
Does anybody buy these stadiums? These like soccer stadiums?
Well, they didn't. None of them sold out, and that tells you right there. If it doesn't sell out in 3 days of launch, to me, it's a failure.
Yeah, these sales are not very impressive at all.
No,
nothing.
They probably have more at 40% off this year than they have had previous years, but okay, I'll have to double check the Speed Champs to make sure I don't have. There might be one or two here.
Yeah,
the dual covers.
Oh, the Speed Champ guys, yeah.
Because if it's 30% off, that's still better than most of my Walmart ones. So, and I got the cowl cheaper than that.
So Eiffel Tower is still sitting at $799. You said, right? $800.
Yeah.
Wow. But
now the reason to buy that now in the next 2 or 3 days, as opposed to later,
that's huge.
The gift with purchase is only for the first couple of days. That gift with purchase is unique to that set.
Oh, so this little guy here, what is it? What is this?
The apartment?
Yeah. Oh shit! Is that the apartment of Eiffel?
Yes, that's what it's supposed to be anyway.
Look at that. Yeah, it's only good for 3 days while supplies last.
Yes.
So what the hell is that thing in the corner? Oh, it would have been one of the legs of the one of the girders. Okay. Yeah. Huh. And that's Eiffel himself? Gustav, yeah. You know what's funny? That scale almost could fit the Mega Bloks minifigures. It would have been interesting to see. That could have been an awesome like shootout diorama or like a siege scenario, or even having the ghost figures rappel down the side of it.
Yeah.
If it was just a different scale. It is massive though. Where the hell would you put this thing?
Freaking nowhere.
Like that base is bigger than your chessboard, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, maybe
Prob-
not.
Probably
Maybe not.
close, right?
Yeah. What an amazing
So
set, though.
30% off that Speed Champs. Let me see.
And VIP,
76903. Let me see. Do I have it?
it's 1.5 meters tall.
Yeah.
1.5 meters. Damn.
I already have it. Yep.
The
I
Speed
already
Champs
got
you got already? Yeah.
that one I do. The one that's 30% off. That sucks because at 30% off, I'd get it.
Oh, they built it with the bricks upside down. Interesting. So it's an upside down build, Rick. The Eiffel Tower. If you look in the splash page for it,
Mm-hmm.
you go down into the postcards where it shows different sections and different build parts.
Right.
It actually is like the opposite to your chessboard. The bricks are inverted, upside down.
Oh, wow.
So it connects going towards the ground. The pegs are like upside. So you know what I mean. Not upside down.
Yeah.
How the hell do they connect that? I guess they would have those open.
So so there's nothing here with Black Friday that's going to
No.
make me jump.
No, you've gotten way better deals before.
Yep.
Way better.
I mean, this is not bad if you don't have these, but nothing for me here. Nothing even here for my wife. Like, she's already passed on a bunch of this stuff.
Meanwhile, you go to Amazon and there was like chintzy deals too.
Dude, I forgot what time it is. You're right. Anything new today? Epic deals, Black Friday. Geez, I guess I can be up for another hour looking at shit, eh?
Says here, the clone command station is back. Funny, it was back ordered last weekend and still haven't filled my order. Remember when they used to discount the UCS sets on Black Friday? Yeah, more sales than last year. Nothing.
Well, the last time I clicked on, this is what I hate.
Ryan,
all these
Ryan,
fake Legos that are showing up on Amazon and the light kits. I don't want the light kits here. I'll turn off the Black Friday deals and just.
Oh, you know what? You know what price is good on Amazon, Rick? The Motion Pikachu, $78.88.
Yeah, well, yeah, I posted that and I thought that's an awesome deal for someone because trust me,
that's
it's a
actually
lot cheaper than what I paid. So
that was 129 at Walmart. 139.
Like that.
Yeah, there it is, 139.
I mean, I got some discount, but that's still a really good deal.
Because they normally have it here at 112. Well, that was the price they used, and they did 30% off. So for $78, you're getting 1,000 brick set, and it's Motion Pikachu.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty decent. I'm almost wondering if I should grab that. That's a pretty good set. Damn it, I'm already maxing out my my Christmas stuff here. Damn, I really want that Snake Mountain, but it just hasn't hit a sale yet. And Amazon's going to put that on sale. You paid the Mattel Creations price for it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I was not risking missing that, and I was not going to pay scalper rates later.
Well, it's so high already, it just can't be scalper yet for this bastard.
Well, once it's gone, the numbers are going to jump.
That'll
even with lesser demand for that compared to Grayskull. And that's the thing, no matter what, it will never have the same demand as Grayskull.
No, the Grayskull was like the one
that's iconic.
Yeah. And now this one was a new idea. They actually put it out, like they had it in the original toy, but this one never has seen a brick version of it. This will eventually, when people regret not getting it, like you said, now.
Yeah.
If you don't get it now, you're never going to get it again at a normal price. This will easily double Snake Mountain because it's so.
I'm not seeing any Lego here to jump at on Amazon.
On Amazon either, yeah.
How about Mega? Anything new overnight?
Just I think Halo has a couple sales, and that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Well, this looks like what I posted.
The anniversary set dropped from $64.99 down to $50. I still got that at $40.
Which I still don't think is the best price it's been at, but that's still 40. Not bad. If you missed it, 40 was good.
Now there's the Pikachu set. That's the 3-in-1 combo with the different evolutions. That was down to $40. So I've seen that price before. $40 for that. But I think I got it at $39. And then the rest of the stuff, There's a little Barbie Malibu toy bundle that's called an Ecom bundle. You got the Halo ship at 153, right? With some
Dude, I
mobile.
got cheaper. No, I got it for like 120 or 130.
Yeah, because of
Yeah.
your deals, right?
Yeah.
So that's Amazon's price right now.
Yeah, so I got
And
it
then,
with like whatever discount plus my employee discount on top.
yeah. So you got the extra bonus there. But other than that, that's the cheapest retail that you could get. Bowser's on here for from $349.99 to $299.
Amazon's got nothing for me here.
Yeah, you already have that Bowser set, right?
Yeah. Actually, it's up here. It's showing.
Yeah. So what was that off of Lego.ca?
Oh, yeah, that was launch.
How much
Yeah,
was that?
full price, whatever it was.
Full price? So they're down at $299. So that's what? 10% off ish?
Something.
15% maybe. Yeah, Mega.
I got whatever the exclusives were, but
Yeah. There's nothing big. Walmart apparently is having, if you check out the Walmart Black Friday flyer, there's a ton of old Mega that they're trying to pawn off on everybody, which is like the Battle Cat set and a whole bunch of other stuff.
Yeah.
Holy shit, what's this? Lego Ideas Globe building set. Oh, that's cool. How old is that? The Globe?
A couple months.
Couple months. $289.99.
The problem with that is like,
It's,
I mean, it's cool for what it is, but the gaps are kind of unsightly.
yeah, it's like not connected. Interesting.
Yeah.
And Europe looks like ass on there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No,
What
nothing
the
else.
hell? That's terrible. Yeah, it's not to scale on any level. I guess that's a Lego ideas that should have stayed in the thinking stage.
Well,
Lego.
here's the thing. If you look at the original idea, you'll see the difference.
Oh, really? So they dumbed it down for mass production? Is that why?
Well, Ryan's asking, where was Snake Mountain listed?
Oh, Amazon. You have to look. Just type in. Here, what's there's a specific string to. Where did it go? Amazon, Snake Mountain. So Mega Motu. So put in Mega Snake Mountain, Ryan, and it should come up. Mega Snake Mountain. Yeah, that should bring it up. Yep, there it is. Just the wording. So they gave a discount to the Gray Skull. Instead of 320, they're down to 305. And by the way, Rick, the Tesla truck is still hovering around the 400 on Toys R Us website.
Jesus.
400. Like, I wish I had gotten another one. Damn it. We got it for, what was it, 275 back then? Or whatever
That
it was.
sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. The Razor Crest is still Razor Crest. That was 220. That's still available. The Ghostbusters at 299. The Echo one.
Ooh, Vader. Yep. I already have it, but Vader's Meditation Chamber.
Oh, that's still out there? Yeah, that one's always cool. It'd be cool if you could make a big one for like
See, that's another set that it looks okay, but
it's no good.
It's not that it's no good, but that's another one that suffers from the unsightly gaps.
Yeah,
like it could have been better.
Could have been tighter, right? Yeah. I'm I don't understand these sale prices. $60 the Point Dread set. I was getting that for $20 on clearance, and these guys are trying to get it pawn off for $60 with a discount. There's your Lego Prime. Yeah, nothing new, nothing different.
Yeah, I thought
I definitely find that Christmas time is going to be a clearance. Like, we need to move stock sales. You'll see.
Well, I'm curious this year. Usually in December, the last 2 weeks of December, I get January Lego sets.
Yeah.
And it'll be neat to see what shows up.
Hey, there's a set on here called Speed Champions Mercedes AMG and Mercedes AMG Project. Is that something you collect? Like, do you get those guys?
Let's see if I got it.
It's set 76909.
Oh, that's faster. Okay.
Yeah.
76909.
Like, that one car looks kick-ass.
It's not populating. So let me see again. You said Mercedes?
Yeah, Mercedes AMG F1 and the Mercedes AMG Project 1. 76909 building kit.
It doesn't look like I have it in my Google, so I probably don't.
Here, I'll throw you the link on here. Share. I guess I just copy link. I'll throw it in your messenger here. Where's my Facebook? Messenger.
Okay, hey, on performance in Mercedes AMG Project One.
Yeah, that's the one. Yep. Looks really cool, actually. Doesn't look like boxy or anything like that.
I
That's
thought
just
I
cool.
had it, but
And it looks like it's quite detailed. Like it looks F1 car and the project car. Like it looks good.
4486. Yeah, that's the same price kind of
Is it?
Toys R Us has had
Yeah.
on and
No,
off.
I'll tell you right now, Rick, I believe that these guys are piggybacking off of like drop shipping shit from Toys R Us. Or Walmart and Toys R Us are both on Amazon in a shadow mode because their prices end up matching all the time. Like legitimately cent for cent. And they say it ships and sold from Amazon, but I guarantee you it's like they put product up in there to sell.
Walmart's not in cahoots with Amazon.
But is it just price matching then that they do this?
Well, they're just, competitive, right? You don't have to undercut. You just want to be
just match. Yeah.
an equal option. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we will sell stuff that does not make us money. And we
Yeah.
will sell it at the same price as Amazon. Because if people are using Google to search for something, we want people to at least feel comfortable that they can get it at the same price from us and have the comfort of being able to get it at their local store for pickup or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Even if we make nothing on it, we want those Google searches. You wouldn't believe it, but a lot of people shop by Google, which I think is weird.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I do go to the shop tab to compare people across the board. So say who's offering this online, and it shows up. It does work.
Yeah. I don't shop like that. I just, I got my Amazon, I got my Walmart, and then if I'm thinking tech, maybe Best Buy or Canada Computers or something. But, I have my go-tos, and that's what I hit, and then I make a decision. But I don't actually use Google in that way. Not really.
I've used Google in that way for finding rare stuff. Like you want to find a website that might be carrying a product that no longer is available mainstream. So like what could I put in there? Like let me put in Mega King Arthur, just for shits and giggles here. And it would just show me, pictures and people's stuff. But then I go to shopping and it'll show me who's actually selling that stuff, either eBay, links, or a storefront of some sort. But it's all eBay in this particular case. That shows it. Yeah.
All right, you gotta go to bed. I gotta go to bed.
Oh my god, it's 30. We talked about this like an hour ago.
Thank God I don't. Yeah,
have a good one. All right, see you guys. All right, bye.